The moment has arrived.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
This is going to be scary good, man.
I'm sorry?
We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend Dave and Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show.
The ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hey, guys.
Our girl, Gillian, the Savage Robertson.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome to the Fight Banana Show. 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fight Bananas.
What's good? Look at the puppy dog. The real star of the show right there.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Caesar.
What's up, Fight fam?
Hi, guys.
Is back in action. Maddie and Elle here. Dave is en route. Dave is traveling, and we all know that traveling thing sucks. So he got delayed a couple times, but it's all good. You got us, and we got a bunch of guests today, and we're starting off strong right out the gate. He's got some fight news on the horizon, and we'll talk about more about it. I'll let him do the talking, but Cody Law in the building. What's happening, Cody?
How you guys doing?
Good. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too. How you been?
Good. I'm getting a little better every day. I'll be back in the gym soon, for sure.
Yeah, the knee still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long recovery.
AT&T fam up in this. So, it's been a while, Cody. I was checking out some of, your history and long break with that thumb surgery. How you been feeling since?
Yeah, I've been feeling good. It's been longer than expected, right?
Yeah.
They told me like 6 weeks. So in my head, like I think probably L2, all fighters, you think, okay, at week 7, I'll be ready to schedule a fight.
Right.
But it didn't turn out like that, right? It took some extra rehab and, kind of a long road, but I've been able to train for the last maybe 5 or 6 months pretty decently. So I'm ready.
Nice. Where do you train when you're not at ATT?
I'm in Pittsburgh.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm from. So it's a nice situation.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Pennsylvania. That's quite the accent. That is quite the accent in Pennsylvania. Or am I thinking Philly?
Accent. Do I have an accent?
No, you don't. But I'm thinking I feel like I've met people from Pennsylvania, and I'm like, well, that is quite the accent. I think I might be thinking of Philly.
Maybe
Yeah. So what actually happened to your thumb that required surgery?
Yeah, the first 5 seconds of the fight, I parried a front kick and I bent it backwards and shattered the joint.
Oh my gosh.
Five breaks in the joint, 5 pins. It was destroyed. And I thought I just stoved it. Like I thought maybe in the first round he shot and I jammed it. So like in the first round on the stool in between rounds, I told my coach, I was like, I think I stoved my thumb, kind of had that like football, like you missed a football.
Right.
Kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Then we took the gloves off after the fight and it was just like, I have this video of my whole palm is black and it's just a big tennis ball.
Oh God. And to have that happen so early on too. Oh
yeah.
my. Did adrenaline help you with that one?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it sounds really tough, but I didn't even feel it.
Right. It was the day after or 2 days after.
Yeah, the day after, even that night, it was like I had no thumb. Like I couldn't text anybody back. I couldn't do anything.
Let's see it. How's it looking now?
It looks fine now. I think it's probably.
Check it out.
Hey.
Can't even tell which hand it was.
Yeah, you'd never know. Just like a good little scar there.
Oh, damn. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing better, especially with the fight news that just broke recently. Your last fight was Bellator. Now we're switching gears. We're going to PFL. How do we feel about the merger, if you will?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's my first time with PFL, first time on ESPN, and I'll have like a second major organization on my resume, which is nice. No elbows kind of sucks, as a top guy. That's kind of makes things harder, but it might be a good experience for me. Make me a little bit better at ground and pound when I can use elbows in the future.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever really agreed with that rule. Elle, what are your thoughts on that one? No elbows.
I understand it in like certain scenarios. Like if you're in a tournament style fight, I understand not doing elbows, for example, because you don't want guys that are going to fight again 6 weeks later to get a massive cut if you can prevent that,
Right. Okay.
About, I feel like outside of that, there's really not.
Yeah.
many places for no elbows. Like, I think that's the one exception, in my opinion.
Right. Totally agree.
Down. He's
Yeah.
nuts.
The dog.
Everybody say bye to Caesar. He's gonna be
Bye, Caesar. We tried.
no way.
But being able to say, first time fighting for ESPN, first time back in a little bit, maybe some butterflies, probably mostly excitement. How are you dealing with all those emotions at once?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of it's a weird thing for me lately. It's been kind of difficult not fighting for so long because that's kind of who I am. It's my purpose, I feel like. But I've been kind of having this thought in my head that I'm going to get a short notice call and then I'm going to take it. And I've been kind of trying to live my life a little bit more like so what-esque, where it's like, whatever happens, happens. And then I get this call and they tell me, hey, you got 3 weeks. You want this fight? And I was like, yeah, this is the perfect sort of encapsulation of what I've been trying to live like. I stopped wearing the whoop strap and I stopped measuring all the crazy stuff. And I'm just trying to kind of enjoy my life a little bit more and just live. And so I like this, that it's short notice and that I can just go in there and let it fly and see what happens.
I love that mentality because I have always been kind of anti-tracking. Like, I feel like too much data is like, it distracts me. It starts getting me emotional. How has your mental game changed since you've kind of unplugged with things like the whoop and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think I'm a lot more resilient now. I think wearing all that stuff was great. I'm kind of a planner when it comes to training. I love to see things get better, but I also believe a lot in like the power of your mind. And I think you wake up on a day and it tells you that you're not recovered, and you can believe it so much that your body starts to show it, even if you don't have problems. I think it can create problems. So, but where now I feel like, hey, if I have to get up super early one day and I'm really tired, so what? If I slip and fall and I end up in a mounted guillotine, so what? Fight out of it, So I think it's helped me a lot.
Full send attitude, just full send.
Yeah.
So are you in Pennsylvania now? Is that where you're training for this full camp? Are you going to be in Florida at all, or?
Not for this one. I felt like it was just a little too close to get a ticket, get an Airbnb, fly down just for like 2 weeks.
Plan everything out. Yeah.
Too much, I talked to Mike and we decided it would be fine if I just stayed here.
Is he still going to come out and corner you for this fight?
No, he already has somebody for that UFC card.
No. Yeah.
This will be my first one.
He's a busy guy.
It's my first one in like 8 fights, maybe. Without
Mike. Wow. Who will be cornering you this time?
Isaac Greeley, Philip Amaris, and then I have a old UPJ alumni where I wrestled in college. He's a national champion as well. He's going to be out there anyway, so he's going to corner me.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So guys, you're used to having around already?
Yeah, basically like my brothers. So
that's so great. Yeah. That's so important because it's like to not have your coach after 8 fights. At least you got people that you trust and that will take care of you. Congrats apparently are in order. Dave and Auken coming in hot. You recently got engaged?
Yep, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome. When's the wedding? Do you know yet?
November 1st of next year. So
I got married in November as well. And let me tell you, no way. November team, let's freaking go. I will tell you right now, I had one of the best days in November. So I'm giving you all the juju. It was like, so are you going to get married in Pennsylvania? Where are you thinking?
Yeah. Yep, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the weather like there?
It'll be cold in November.
Okay.
Better than sweating in a suit.
Totally. Okay. So that's what I was going to say. Cause I'm in New England. I live in Rhode Island. We got married in Mass, but we got like a 65-degree day. It was perfect. Like foliage was,
I was
it's great.
freezing.
Were you really?
I had just gotten used to the Florida weather too, because we had already planned our wedding before we moved to Florida. So I spent almost a year in Florida and then went back to a Missouri winter for my wedding. And I was so cold.
Oh, dude.
It was poorly planned for sure.
Congratulations, though. That's so exciting. How long have you two been together?
About 1.5 years.
All right. Making moves, getting married, getting fights. Let's go. Here for it. Our buddy Joe with a great question. Is he a collegiate wrestler? How important does he feel wrestling is since you cannot throw elbows?
Yeah, I think it's just as important. It's just it's a little bit harder, right? Whenever you're MMA wrestling, guys are going to grab the gloves a lot, and so it's easier to roll an elbow. Where it's a little bit harder to ground and pound with your fists, but you can still do jiu-jitsu, still take the back. So that's where my head's at with it.
Yeah.
I
Do
love.
you feel like it? Oh, go ahead, Maddie.
No, go ahead, Elle.
Do you feel like it's harder to open up opportunities for submissions without being able to elbow on the ground?
Not really, because in practice, I never elbow, right?
Fair enough.
I'm used to the submissions that I'm used to getting are got without any strikes, right? So.
I like that idea. You don't practice it, so why, it
Yeah.
doesn't change much. I think that's a good question kind of to piggyback off of it. So my gym deals with a lot of amateurs and a lot of people starting out, and they get really excited about new weapons, right? So elbows, spinning shit, knees, whatever. Do you have any recommendations on the best way to kind of train new skills safely?
Play sparring probably.
Mm,
If you're good at that. It's kind of funny, like, when I first started, I wanted to do, like, the spinning kicks. I love that stuff.
right.
And the older I get and the more experience I get, the more I'm just, like, going to practice and throw 1-2s
Yeah.
and low kicks, and that's pretty much it. So I guess if you're up and comer listening, I think that if you wanna jump ahead, just practice 1-2s and low kicks.
Yeah, I mean, what's the saying? Basics wins fights anyway. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
spinning stuff's fun, but basics definitely win fights.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to show my back in a fight.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough at spinning shit to be giving people my back.
Yeah, you better be into the scramble.
Yeah, no. Well, Valentina Shevchenko, perfect example. Went to go spin. Alexa Grasso was like, absolutely not. Here we
She
go.
spins all the time. That's
I
like a
know.
huge piece of
I
her
know.
game, and it still happens.
I know. I actually took I've taken 2 seminars from her now,
Really?
and she was going over that, and I was like, I'm never gonna use this, but this is super fun. Like, thanks. But Cody Law, thank you for joining us. I know you're a busy guy, but before we let you go, any final thoughts about August 2nd, PFL, Nashville? Anything to say?
Nope, just tune in. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be
Just
fun.
ready to rock, baby.
Love it.
Where I apologize for not knowing this in advance, but where can people watch this? ESPN, right?
Yeah.
ESPN, ESPN Plus.
Should be both, yeah.
Beautiful.
And
August
Dave
2nd.
and I will be there too.
That's
So
right.
live.
Elle and Dave will be in the building.
Nice. Is Grant coming?
Probably not, because then
No.
we'll have to find something to do with the dogs. And Grant, I think Grant's all traveled out for the summer.
Right, because you guys just got back from a nice little
We
trip.
went on one vacation. He's like, all right, I'm good. I'm home.
Nice.
And I
That's
think
awesome.
he may have a fight, possibly. So
Let's go. I'm going to bother you about that later. We may have to talk more about it. But Cody, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck August 2nd. You don't need any luck, so good skills.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right,
Thanks,
we'll talk
Cody.
to you soon, man.
All right, have a good one.
What a good guy. Cody Law. I feel like I saw him fight years ago in Bellator. Super exciting fighter. Wish nothing but the best for him coming up in PFL. Always exciting to come back after kind of a little bit of a layoff. But
I'm excited to see a lot of these guys coming over from Bellator, because with PFL, with the tournament, we saw the same guys, especially at featherweight. Yeah. We saw the same guys fight each other over and over again. So it's nice to see see them mixing it up with these Bellator roster guys.
Do you know if there's any plans on the horizon to do the PFL versus Bellator again?
I'm honestly not sure. I'll be honest. I thought they should have waited to do it. I thought it was kind of weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, we're going to do one more year where they're separate, and then everybody's going to be under the PFL banner. So why not wait to devalue almost every single PFL champ, which is what happened? Why not wait to do that until you're going to bring those guys all into the same roster? But they may be planning to do more of those. So maybe that's why they decided to do it when they did. And I think it was kind of also its own entity, because it wasn't like the PFL belt that they were fighting for. It was like the specific events.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They gave away 2 heavyweight belts in the same night.
Yeah, I think it was a cool introduction to like the whole way of like, this is the new order, right? Yeah. Here's what to expect, type of thing. But yeah, August 2nd, PFL, Nashville. Have you been to Nashville, Elle?
I love Nashville. I had my bachelorette weekend in Nashville.
Okay.
love
You were one of
so-
those. You were one of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were you one of those with the like ridiculous outfits? Were you one of those?
No, my friends would never let me do that. No, we had a good time. It was pretty low key. You know, we went to like some wineries, mostly just went and listened to music, like live music and stuff.
Oh, excuse me. Who said you could
Hello?
come on our podcast?
Let me remove him real quick. I'm just kidding.
I'll be leaving very soon.
Where are you, my friend? Dave Van Auken.
I don't know, guys. I'm like in the middle. I'm in the nexus of the universe. I don't know where I'm at.
A man of mystery. A man of mystery.
I'm in somewhere in Dallas, Texas. I should have a code to get into a beautiful Airbnb, but I have no code, so I'm just downstairs.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel
are we
like
doing a hallway podcast today?
I'm here. I'm kind of here for it. The acoustics are great. You look
Thank you.
great.
Yeah, the lighting is
Everything's good.
solid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sean's
I'm
happy
back
to
here.
see you for once.
Says I'll be
Tell
right.
me why your
We'll be right back.
connection. Oh, I like it. Tell me why your connection is better on your phone than it is in your studio.
I know. I pay hundreds of dollars. I pay $700 for a studio and Wi-Fi, but
Dude,
it's better Wi-Fi here.
hilarious.
You know I'm always productive. Look at this. I'm in Dallas.
I was gonna
Texas.
say, repping the Productive Athletics
Always.
Club. That's what we're. I'm actually.
Dude, I
You
missed
too?
Cody Law, man. I'm so bummed. Oh, look at productive all over the place. Elle.
I was
Nerd.
gonna change and I didn't have time.
Nerd. So
Sorry.
shout out to Productive, but also shout out to HKUSA. Dave, I just got your package in the mail. I'll be trying out the hit sticks tonight.
Okay.
Super excited.
Woo.
Also, a dope ass sweatshirt in one of my favorite
love that
colors,
hoodie.
blue.
Yeah.
So awesome. So shout out to them as well. We are loving all the support and love on the Fight Bananas pod. It's been stellar. Elle always wears our hoodie. Yes, she does.
That is my go-to hoodie. It's too hot for a hoodie today.
I love it. I love it. But yes, we've been loving the love for sure. Dave, we were just talking about PFL Nashville. You and Elle will be in the building. Have you been to Nashville?
Twice, yes.
Okay.
Dave's
Yeah.
brother lives up there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's funny. We're doing a family trip again. This is family 2024 for me. I'm all
good
in
for
family.
you.
Me, Susie, and Dylan, we're doing a Dallas, Texas trip. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. I don't want to give out spoiler alerts, but
Cool.
then the Nashville trip, me and Colin, we're going to like Knoxville. We might do some Gatlinburg. We might see some sporting events, and then then I'm going to go to Nashville for a day or two.
Nice. I dig
We at
it.
least need like one karaoke number from Dave Van
Ooh.
Auken in Nashville.
What's my karaoke song?
What is your karaoke song? Are you
There's
asking
only
me to
one
guess?
correct answer.
There's only one correct. Tequila.
Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my
I would
god.
pay so much money to see that.
Every word.
I would
Yeah,
pay
that's happening.
I would pay all the money.
Guys,
to
in
hear
the
that.
comment section, would you guys like me to go live in Nashville on the Fight Bananas Facebook page while a slightly tipsy
So many
Dave
Jello
sings
shots.
Bohemian
So
Rhapsody?
many.
No, see what you need to ask. Everybody drop a karaoke song in the comments.
Ooh.
And Elle and Dave will go one by one.
Hang on.
Elle and Dave will go one by one on these
Sing
songs.
every single karaoke.
And we will rate their
Oh my
performances.
goodness, what did I get ourselves into?
American
Oh.
Idol Fight Bananas version. It's happening. It's happening.
I've already got Dakota to say that she would go out for karaoke after
Woo!
the fight. So
Ooh, Dakota
Might
Digital?
have to.
The co-main event?
the
The
co-main
Rising
event.
Button Superstar?
It's gonna be like a Fight Bananas exclusive week in Nashville.
Dude,
There's gonna be
I
so much
love
content.
that. Please take all the videos, all the pictures.
I got you, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm going live. I'm going
yeah.
live.
You
You
for
gotta do it. You
karaoke.
gotta do it.
If it's Jello shots, I'll go for it. I'll go to the end of the word on
You
Jello
know, you know
shots.
those little tubey things that they give you?
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna buy Dave a bunch of those.
Oh, the two people. This is a great idea. Drop some duets in the chat. That makes way more sense.
That's
I
okay.
love that. Love that.
And it's so funny, guys. I almost made a post about it. And Maddie, I think you'll love this. I'm about, this is the summer, about to be 40. You know what I love for the first time my whole life? I'm super into. I just downloaded 5 songs. I was on a plane, so I'm listening to all this stuff. I'm super into country now. First time ever. I'm into country music. I'm into it, guys. I'm grown up. I'm
It's
mature now.
definitely
Me too.
more like country rock. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
the
It's
twangy
Post Malone.
country
It's
anymore.
Post Malone.
Right. The new Post Malone album,
It's incredible.
it's good.
Incredible.
It's good.
Incredible.
Get out. I won't do Michael.
All by
Some
myself.
classic red dirt country.
On the shelf.
No, like
That's all I got.
someone put like Brian Waller, Morgan Wallen, and then who's the Jelly Roll dude? I
Jelly
like
Roll,
Jelly
yeah.
He's
I like
amazing.
Jelly Roll.
Yup.
Amazing. But guys,
Crushing it.
I'm gonna jump off. I'm
Oh,
gonna try to
Sean,
get
you
back
already
to-
know.
Post Malone.
I'm there. That's literally
Nice.
my backyard. So,
Yeah,
what'd you
I
say,
like
Dave?
this. I was gonna say I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna see if I can actually get into our place. It's supposed to be really nice. I got my ring light with me. I got my laptop with me. I'm super excited. I can't wait to talk to Shane Mosley Jr. What a stud.
Yeah. Are you jumping on for Shane?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah.
All right.
Very-
Well, if you don't, we will just crash and burn the show. It's fine.
Okay. Sounds good.
Everything will be fine.
Sounds good.
Later.
Bye.
This is a great song, by the way, Chris.
Which one? Islands in the Stream.
Great
Oh,
song.
I do not know that
Classic.
song.
Classic. Well, yeah, you just said that Post Malone is country music, so clearly,
No,
clearly we know
no,
Maddie
so
doesn't
you're
know
missing
Kenny
out.
Rogers.
Listen, lady, you're missing out because it's a new country music album that he put out.
No, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but let's not call that real country music. And put Kenny Rogers on the shelf.
I love it. Willie Nelson, is that country music? All right. All right, we got you. Speaking of country music, oh, please tell me you heard about this national anthem last night.
Was it the little girl?
Dude, hold on.
Bless her heart.
Literally, bless her heart. Ingrid Andress. Ingrid Andress, she's like an up and coming country music singer. She sang the national anthem last night.
Yeah, we're thinking of two different things.
Okay. She sang the national anthem last night for the home run derby. You haven't heard this?
Mm-mm.
No,
I thought we were talking about something else. I have not. Caesar.
All right, I gotta find it, but last time I played a clip, we got flagged. So let me just try. I gotta play like the tiniest clip of it.
Chris says she was horrible.
All right, hold on. I gotta find the money spot. Like, I'm starting to think
She's
she's all of
got some good songs. I actually like her music, so that's a shame. Apparently, the national.
Okay,
anthem
here we
is-
go. I will try and play like the tiniest little bit so we don't get flagged. Nobody tell Dave, everybody that's watching.
Caesar, Jesus Christ.
He's gonna be really upset with me. Okay, singer. We're on all right, TMZ Sports gets a little shout out here. Come on. They're laughing. That's all you need. What is that?
Aw,
Oh my god,
that's rough, buddy.
dude. I
That's
felt so
rough.
bad. But like the crappy part is like you said, she is a good artist. She just had a bad night? Question mark?
Or maybe that's not her song. You know, like Fergie was way worse than that.
Dude.
Joe asked who was worse, her or Fergie. I don't have any hands.
Yeah, I would have to go with Fergie on
Fergie
that one.
takes the cake.
What was it? She was like oh god. We played it on Fun 107 today because we were comparing which one was the worst
gosh.
because we're not very nice. Better yet, way, yeah. It was so bad. Anyway, it's not an easy song, but also don't be cute with it and try to make it your own when it's the national.
Unless your name is Jennifer Hudson.
Or what's
Whitney
the app? Thank you, Whitney Houston. Like, dude, crazy. All right, let's get back.
Oh, I missed. I didn't, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, Chris, when you write a 14-page paper, I can only read part of it in the thing.
And
so you
okay,
know, I
so
did
to
get
go-
part of it, but
Yeah.
Juliana's getting it. Like
to
you
go
said.
back to
think
your
we can all
novel, your novel of
we
a
can't
comment.
read the whole thing.
We're gonna get to this. Trust me. I plan on asking Elle a very specific question. So stay tuned
Oh boy.
for the rest of the Fight Banana show because we will be talking about the Cringe Queen coming up. Just sit tight, buckle up. because I have great questions. Just not quite yet. Our next guest is coming on soon. Shane Mosley Jr. had a big moment a few weeks back for the Diaz Masvidal card. Came out victorious. So we'll be talking to him. Obviously, our girl Gillian Robertson's going to be joining as well, and the introduction of awesome broadcast journalist James Lynch. He has joined the Fight Bananas team, and he is fantastic. He has given me so many pointers over the years, and now we are team members, which makes me so excited. Amber Fields also joining us later today. Lot of great guests today. Awesome. Chris saying he's got it on his page. If you want to go read that, check out his page. Christopher Roth. Is it Rothstein or Rothstein?
Rothstein?
Is it Rothstein? Let me know.
Let me know. Go check out Chris's page. James Lynch is great, Chris. I agree. James Lynch has been interviewing Grant since like well before his first contender series or his contender series fight and
I
his
love that.
debut. We love James in the Dawson household.
I love that. No, he's a good egg. He's a good guy for sure. Let's see. There was a lot of great comments in here.
Today, I'm sorry.
Come by for some drinks at Home Plate. You work there? What? Okay, I'll take you up on that for sure.
Where is Home Plate? Is this a Rhode Island thing?
It's a bar right by Fenway Park, and your girl has gone there a couple times. Does she remember? I don't know.
Is that where the Margarita Festival was?
No, it was not. When I'm at Fenway, it's all about the biz. All about the biz, kid.
Chris helped us out. It's Rothstein.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Chris. I will never make that mistake ever again.
We call him Christopher James.
Christopher, I like that. Christopher James is like more sophisticated. Great show, by the way. Christopher has a great show. Don't let me mess it up again, Elle.
It is Cage Side.
Thank you.
With Christopher James.
Listen, my ADHD kicks in.
There's so many shows now on Fight Bananas, guys. We have Cage Side with Chris. We have Boxing Bananas. It is a lot to keep track of, my friends.
That's why you have to put alerts on for Fight Bananas, so you're constantly in the know, baby.
Ready.
Before we get to our next guest, we're going to give them a little time here. We do have some headlines to get to, so we'll get started. I think this is a great time to talk about what I wanted to talk about Juliana Pena making very controversial statements about the women at ATT, Elle. So I figured, why not ask a woman from ATT how legit this is? And I can't find your novel, Chris. There it is. Okay. So basically, she goes on Ariel Helwani. They ask about what's her face? Kayla Harrison. She makes a pretty intense claim that she's been shooting steroids her whole life, or at one point, and then takes it another step further and says Dan Lambert specifically told her that, all the women are in the bathroom shooting up, like shooting,
Yeah, that sounds right.
And she was so adamant that she was like, I swear, like, you can't tell me anything different. And she was very adamant about it. You could tell Ariel was kind of like, whoa.
Is it just me, or is she like the Colby Covington of women's MMA?
She is the Juliana Pena. Like,
there's no other.
She is in her own fucking lane. I would love to hear.
Yeah, there's just piles of steroids sitting around the gym. No. So yeah, okay. Couple things to unpack here. First of all, if you're going to attack an athlete for steroid use, you should probably pick somebody who didn't compete in several Olympic cycles, because Olympic athletes are some of the most. Why do you want to make out with me right now? What is happening?
I mean, I get it.
I don't know what his deal is today. I love you, but you got chill. And Grant needs to come home. I need to hand this puppy to somebody. Like, Olympic athletes are some of the most tested athletes ever. Like, ever. They are also some of the most intensely tested athletes. They test for everything underwater. So it's just kind of funny. Like, I think it's ironic. Like, you picked the wrong athlete. Like, if she was on steroids her entire, like, since she was a kid, like, she would have popped in the Olympics. She's been tested way more than any of the women in the UFC have. because she's been tested since she was small. She's been tested since she was much, much younger.
Exactly.
So it's funny. Like, that's just funny in and of itself. But also, even at gyms where athletes are using stuff, they're not going to use it at the gym. Like,
like they're not going to be
they
in the
just
bathroom.
say,
Like,
nobody
hey,
does
girl,
that.
hey girl,
Nobody-
I have some extra in my purse. You want some? Like,
Yeah, it's
that's
not
not how it fucking works.
That's not how any of this shit works.
Oh my God.
Okay.
She doesn't even go here.
It doesn't even go here.
God.
And I mean, I don't know when she visited ATT. I don't ever remember seeing her there. But I think we can all just establish that Juliana Pena is most definitely the worst.
Oh my God.
The absolute worst.
Listen, I have some things to add, and I will, and we'll get to it. But we have a wonderful next guest coming on who had an incredible moment with an awesome win over Daniel Jacobs recently. And he's here to talk all about it. Shane Mosley Jr. is in the house. What's going
How
on,
you doing?
Shane?
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
up?
Thanks for joining the show today.
Of course.
Where are you joining from?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Ooh, jealous.
Yeah.
Is it like 1,000 degrees right now?
It's gotten less, like maybe 115, but yeah, it was at 1,000.
At least it's dry. I'm in
Yeah.
South Florida, so it's like just as hot, but way
Yeah.
sweatier.
Dude.
Oh
dude.
man, I'm going there actually in a couple of days. I'm going to the Jake Paul Mike Perry fight. So
Oh,
yeah, it's gonna be
good.
crazy.
Dave Van Auken's in the house. He made it.
What's
He
up?
What's
didn't
up,
wanna
Shane? How you doing,
miss you,
brother?
Shane.
Oh, good to see you.
Dave has been the traveling man today. He's been out and about in the airport.
I'm at my
Finally
door, still locked out.
No way.
The code don't work. It don't
No.
work.
Dude, wild. Well, do you have any questions for our lovely guest, Dave?
Also, I missed what you guys talked about, but of course, my
Nothing.
first thing. Did you guys talk about Famio and everything that's going on?
We literally
Not
just
yet.
said hello.
Okay. Shane, like, have you heard all the kind of?
I have.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It's
everything
crazy.
was good with you and everything.
I've gotten paid, so
Good.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The people I know
So
got
Dave,
paid,
just
so
in case anybody has missed what happened,
Okay.
Fan Mio and Nate Diaz, they're going at it. Nate Diaz is suing Fan Mio because he hasn't gotten his purse yet. The president, is it the president, owner of Fan Mio?
I believe he's the
CEO.
president.
Okay,
Yeah, the president,
so
yeah.
he's kind of saying back, well, he's like, I can't pay you, dude. I don't know what to tell you. And now
Crazy.
they're going to court potentially. So Shane, I mean, how are you doing? First of all, are you in the clear? And second, what are your thoughts on all that?
I am in the clear. And so I mean, my thoughts are like, it's kind of crazy, but luckily my manager had an inclination that might happen, unfortunately.
Really?
So what he did was, because I'm promoted by Golden Boy. He had told us to have us do the contract with Golden Boy and have Golden Boy deal with Famio rather than me directly dealing with Famio. And so that worked out in our favor. Thank God. And my manager is like clutch for that, because like we would have been in the same boat. So potentially Golden Boy has to go and get their money. I'm not sure. I didn't ask Golden Boy, or that's not my business, because
Yeah.
I said, hey, I'm doing business with you. You go handle them.
Yeah,
You
for
pay
real.
me, and that's all I care about.
Yeah,
right?
that's all I care about.
Wow,
So-
that's kind of shocking to think that Nate wouldn't do something like that either. Like, how does Nate not have representation? That's interesting.
Well, because he was dealing directly with them.
I
Yeah.
see.
Most
I
most
see.
fighters do.
Yeah. And so that's why he couldn't do like like
Right,
the only
like a
other way
third
you can
party.
kind of do that is if you told them that they had to put all the money in escrow. So like, meaning like you got to put 10 million up front. And so if everything goes south, I have that still.
Right.
But I don't think
right.
that they did that, or leverage like maybe a house or something like that.
Yeah,
But
wild.
you know, I mean, that's kind of crazy to think, like, you know, like it's like I'm doing business with you, so I trust you at
Mhm.
least some form or fashion. So the fact that, you know, that he didn't pay, I wonder if Jorge Masvidal got paid as well. Like,
I
mean,
know.
because hopefully it's not just, I mean,
I know.
mean,
Imagine.
right? It's like, well, it's weird, because it's like you kind of like hope that it's just Nate, but but like then it's kind of like we don't want him to be the only one that's in there.
Right.
Everybody else got paid, but not you.
Like, if I'm Nate and everybody else got paid, I'd be like,
100%.
you know. So I totally get that. But I'm so glad that you were taken care of and everything.
Dave, did you get paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go.
Everybody here is good.
Yeah.
We good.
Listen, the team is set. We're good.
I know Devin got paid. I know a lot of people got paid and paid well, so it
Yeah.
stinks. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you made
sometimes
10
Shane
million
and
too, right, Dave?
huh?
You made 10 million too, right?
Ooh,
Close.
let me get a dollar.
Maybe
Let me
couple
get a
zeros
dollar.
off. Couple zeros. But I sometimes you can outprice yourself, and I would hate to say that about someone, but I think in a weird way maybe Nate outpriced himself. Like,
Mm.
it's crazy. But
It's
hey,
like,
let's
I'm
talk
worth
about
more
Nate.
than
Let's
I
talk
can
about
sell. Yeah.
yeah, right. Shane, I
I'm
thought
gonna
your
go put my
performance was
puppy away.
awesome.
I'll be right
Huh?
back. I'm
What
gonna
now?
go put the puppy away because he's being
Okay.
insane. I'll be right back.
You're good.
Shane, I thought your performance was awesome. Like,
Thank you.
I know a lot of people kind of outside the game were like, oh, maybe you could have stopped at that. I think I say it all the time. I think it's more impressive. You go the distance. You like, and I remember you saying at the post press conference, a lot of judges, I think 2 out of the 3 had you won every single round. You dominated a 2-time world champion
Yeah.
every single round. To me, that's more
Yeah.
dominant of getting a monster punch in the second or third round, something of that
Mhm.
nature. It was dominant. It was the best boxing performance of the card. There was other, Melton got that knockout in the second or third round, but his competition was nowhere near like a Daniel Jacobs.
Right.
So I just thought your performance was incredible, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, of course, we can critique and make better of ourselves, and moving forward, I think it only helps me to grow and become better. In looking at the performance and being able to have those moments where I can step on the gas and see that. So I'm definitely gonna take that into account of the next time I fight and when I fight for a world title. But I always have that experience of dominating somebody that is great. You know what I mean? I literally, like you said, like two of the judges had me winning 9 rounds, and then one of the judges had me winning all rounds. I watched it back one time and I thought that I won every single round, but
Me too.
that's I'm kind of biased, but nevertheless, that's incredible to say that I dominated a 2-time middleweight champion, going to be a Hall of Famer. So it's just another notch in my cap, and I want to become middleweight champion. So I'm going to go back down and weight to 160 pounds, and then go and fight all the champions.
Speaking of somebody, you said beating somebody like Daniel Jacobs, obviously huge name. Like, I don't watch a lot of boxing. I know Daniel Jacobs and I know
100%.
Daniel Jacobs' story.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that, just that name value and what he overcame in his life, do you feel like that adds to your legacy as well?
100%. I mean, like right now, I'm number 3 of this. I moved from like number 24 in the world to like number 3 in the world.
Wow.
Right, like off of that, and it's like, yeah, right. It's like crazy. I'm like I'm literally right there to be a world champion.
Woo.
And I knew that was the case. Now, I had said this kind of like leading up to the fight, but how I got called for this is because I was looking to fight a guy named Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara is managed by a guy named Louis DeCubis, and basically he has Caleb Plant. He has like a lot of the big guys at PBC, and so he knew that I was looking for a championship fight, and so he said, "Hey, are you looking to fight a guy named Carlos Adames? He's the WBC world champion right now." And so I go, "Yes, absolutely, 100%." And so in the call, my manager calls the guy from Famio and says, "Hey, we have Shane to fight. They said that, like you guys were looking for a fight for Carlos Adames. Let's make this fight happen on the card, on the Famio card."
Mhm.
And so they're like, "Okay, great, cool. We'll make this fight happen." In that same call, he goes, "Hey, do you have somebody that will fight Daniel Jacobs? He wants to make a comeback and he's looking for somebody to fight." And my manager goes, "Yes, Shane." "Yes, absolutely, Shane."
Yeah.
And so sure enough, they kind of like toss it around for like a week, and they're like, okay, maybe we'll make it happen. It starts being the money for me and Carlos Adames. And Carlos Adames asks for, and I quote, a ungodly amount of money. That's what the promoter said. He said he asked for an ungodly amount of money. I come to
Interesting.
find out that it was 1.3 million that he had asked to fight me, and and this would be his first defense as a world champion.
Jeez.
So he's like, how you like this? He's like, how you asking for that much money and this is your first title defense? Like, like you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Sit down. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they kind of like just brush him off, and then sure enough, they're like, okay, well, he's out, so now we need somebody for Daniel Jacobs. Well, Shane is left, Danny's left. Let's make it happen. So when they asked me to fight, I'm like, yes, 100%.
Yeah, hell yeah.
100%.
What a
Everything
ride.
in place, yeah.
What a ride.
But like you said, you don't know, like, do you know who Carlos Adames is?
Couldn't tell
Exactly.
you.
But
I'm an MMA.
but you know exactly who Daniel Jacobs is, right?
Yes.
So it's like
I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason.
100%.
That story is wild, but there's a reason you fought him. There's a reason you're number 3 now. That's so exciting. Do you still want to fight Lara? Do you have somebody else that you're like, well, now that I'm number 3, maybe it changes a bit?
Well, Lara is one of the champions in the middleweight division.
Got
and
it.
so he's the only one that has kind of that legendary name. Like, so there's Carlos Adames, who's one of the champions. There's a guy named, Janibek. He's still champion, but he just missed weight and he had like liver failure from dehydration
Wow.
for trying to make the
That's
160
serious,
pounds. So it doesn't look like he'd probably fight at middleweight anymore, because I mean, you have that kind of medical issue with making the weight. It's probably not a good idea for you to be at that weight class anymore. So with that being said, he might move up, but he's still champion. But again, none of those guys have a legendary name like Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara has fought Austin Trout. He's fought Canelo Alvarez. He's fought a lot of big names. So like Danny Jacobs, you fight that guy, you beat him. I'm the legend killer, and we leverage that, you know, up to the top. Right?
Do we have a new fight name on our hands?
The legend killer.
I mean, that's got a good ring to it.
Right. I go from the son of a legend to the legend killer.
Right. Well, okay, so that might sound a little weird in that context. But yeah, so go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say, Shane, Joseph, our guy just put it in there. I talked to you afterwards. I was lucky enough to do the open workout with you. Your energy all week was unmatched. There was with George and Nate being the main event and other fighters on the card, and maybe Sean Garcia and Vargas was getting some pub, and they were, going back and forth. But your energy and your positive energy and your mojo was unmatched all week. And to me, you capitalized on it. You got the biggest win, like you said, 24-3. What's next for all the other fighters on the card? Maybe some good things. Vargas with a really good win. But what you got out of that card, you got the most out of that card. 1,
100%.
You got paid. And 2, but what's next for you on the outside of it? I think you were the biggest winner of Anaheim, last man standing from a couple weeks ago. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was a big weekend for you.
Thank you. I feel the same way. And like you guys said, I feel like I was put there for a reason, right? I like the whole thing of how it happened. And I had literally not fought for 7 months before that. And I was trying to get a fight and obviously stressing out and like, oh, when am I going to fight? As a fighter, like you guys know, you know those paychecks come in handy. Like I wouldn't say that I'm fighting paycheck to paycheck, but I'm close.
Surviving.
We're getting real close. Like it's not, especially going like 7 months out. It's like, you want to keep up, with fighting and stuff like that. So it was real rough. And then I got and this for me was the biggest paycheck of my entire career. So like, I mean? Like I had never seen numbers like this. So I was like, okay, yes, we're taking that fight.
Right.
So with that being said, like it all happened for a reason. And I definitely felt like I was the winner of that whole event. And I truly believe that I was meant to be there. So like that whole time, the energy that I was carrying, it was like I was supposed to be here. Like, so like, there's nothing for me to be afraid about. There's nothing for me to be mad about or any of that, because I'm supposed to be here. Like when you really feel like you're supposed to be in a place, there's nothing that could bother you, because I'm supposed to be here. Like, all right, whatever, you don't like me or you don't think I did good, whatever. I'm supposed to be here. So
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I was supposed to be here.
Like who are you?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way I
awesome.
felt when they were like talking mess or people said that, he's gonna knock me out. I'm like, all right, well, I'm supposed to be here. I don't know
Yeah.
about him, but I'm supposed to be here.
That's awesome, man. Did you
Yeah.
ever feel, being the son of a Hall of Famer,
Mhm.
did you ever feel that immense pressure of like, all right, well, I got to be like dad. I got to be, I got to be a boxer. I got to do this. I got to do that. People got to know my name. Or was it this more of like just this innate desire to be your own champion?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that it was a bit of both. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, you close to an apple tree, you're gonna get apples, right? Like, you're not gonna get oranges. You're not gonna get, what I mean? You're gonna get apples.
That's
So
great.
with that being said, like, it's like obviously I do think that being that close and being by somebody that is like through and through a boxer. My dad is like a boxer. Like he's not like a somebody that boxes. He's a fighter
Yeah.
through and through. Like, and he loves fighting. I mean, I remember growing up going to MMA gyms and everywhere, like boxing gyms, whatever. Like my dad just loves to fight. And so just like having that and then having my own experiences because my mom was very adamant about pushing me out of fighting. Like she was
Mhm.
very adamant about it because and I think her philosophy was if I push you out and and you defy me, then you're going to defy everybody else that doesn't believe that you should be here, right? So I'm going to be the first line of like defense essentially
Yeah.
that like you're like and so she would tell me like if you want to go to the boxing gym or you want to go fight, you got to find a way to get there. Like you have to go like I'm not driving you there, I'm not paying for nothing, like nothing. Like
Mhm.
you go figure it out because
So
if you really
basically,
want
she
that.
made it. She made it difficult on you.
Right. And that difficulty makes you feel like, okay, well, I got to figure this out myself. Nobody's going to help me. Nobody's going to save me just because my dad is who he is. And I have that mindset as well. Like, just because my dad is who he is, it's not mine. It's like all that he's accomplished is not my things. Of course, I can grab and get information or get the that fighting spirit from him,
Yeah.
but he can't fight for me and I got to figure that out. And I learned that at a very young age, luckily for my mom. And that's why one of the reasons why like I didn't want to be like I just want to be Shane Mosley Jr. Everybody assumes that I'm Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. and that's not. And I think even when I was like early in my career, I wanted to have that because I felt like I needed to have that and then have my like kind of my own identity. So I went by the moniker the Sugar Man, right? Because I was in my mind, it was like, okay, I'm Sugar, but I'm my own man, so I'm Sugar Man,
That's great.
right? Like that's what I thought. But then, um, I'm a believer, and I thought of Moses when he was up there. He's like, I am who I am, right? Like I just thought like, so I don't need to be anything other than me, right? Like I am who I am, right? So it was like, okay, just why do I have to be anything else? I'm Shane Mosley Jr. Like and if people are gonna love me, they're gonna love me for who I am, and I need to be that. And if I was born, you know, the Sugar Man, I would be the Sugar Man, but I'm not. I was born Shane Mosley Jr., so that's exactly who I need to be, and that person is gonna get to all that he needs to get to.
The best, Maddie, right? Shane's the best.
Champion mentality right there.
best.
Shout out to moms.
Yeah.
No,
How is mom
100%.
now? Is mom totally on board, loves it, shows up to all the fights? Does she like to watch you fight?
So she's supportive. She is supportive. She doesn't go to any of the fights, but she is.
My mom
supportive.
doesn't like to watch either. It's I think it's a mom thing.
Yeah, she yeah.
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 Shout out to
But
moms, man.
but I know that she is there.
Yeah.
Obviously she's within me. So all of the like she don't have to be there for me to have her there.
I love
You
that.
know,
It's,
she's
it's that
praying.
right.
Yeah,
It's that unconditional love that is just it has no bounds, right? Now here's an interesting question. Would he
Let's get
ever try MMA?
Yes.
Oh
100%.
snap! Did you see
Yes.
how fast that was?
Yes. So
Thought
so I used to actually be the boxing coach over at Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas. Yeah, and then now I actually do my S&C over at Extreme Couture. So I'm around those guys all the time.
Woo!
Actually, I had Maki. I can't think of his last name right now. He was in the Contender. He was
Patolo.
actually
Wait.
yeah.
Patolo?
Yep. So he was actually helping me out with wrestling for this camp. So like I said, I'm a fighter through and through, and I have that. And so of course I would do MMA, I would do bare knuckle, I would do it all. I'm a fighter. I'm a
Let
fighter.
me ask you this, because I feel like there's like an age-old war between all the combat sports athletes, right? Over like
Okay.
who's the real fighter. But since you've been in all these different kinds of gyms and you've seen like how these MMA guys train, how would you have to adapt your boxing style to bring it into the cage?
Well, for one, I'd have to work on my takedown defense. Obviously, that's number one. And then be able to be aware of the kicks and stuff like that. And then if I could keep it on the feet, I mean, yeah, keep it on like keep it to where I'm best at. I wouldn't
Right.
want to go and go into that realm. If I can keep it there and make you want to challenge me at like, oh, you're a better boxer than me, then that's where I want to keep it. And so that it's more of a mindset of that, because if I get taken down, it's probably close to the end to it, because I've done it before. I've done all the pro classes. I've wrestled. I've done jujitsu. And because I would be starting so late, even if I did a little bit of it, it's just the compound effect of like, you guys have way more skill in that area than me. So
It's a smart way of going about it. I think a lot of people that transition from striking sports to MMA, they're like, oh, I'm going to learn how to wrestle. It's like, just learn how, like, beat Jose Aldo.
Right.
Learn how
Like,
to stop the shot.
learn situational MMA.
know,
Like,
of course.
right.
I think that's a great answer.
And it would be to whoever I was fighting at that particular time, right? And obviously, if I was, let's just say I become world champion and then I make the transition over to the UFC, I would want to hopefully pick somebody that would be, kind of tailor made to me. I wouldn't want to go pick somebody that's like, oh, he's all he does is wrestling. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't be a good idea, right? But if I went to go and fight somebody that kind of was willing to stand up with me and has kind of more of that style, then that would be kind of the arena that I would go. So yeah, I mean, I would 100% be open for that. Like I said, I'm a fighter through and through.
Right.
Would you fight at 170 in the UFC, you think?
Oh, I would have to. Unfortunately, I would have to, because I don't believe that I could make that, but it would be hard because those guys, I know the 170 pounders. They're big. They're big.
They are not 170 pounds.
No.
Fucking crazy.
And so they're big dudes. So
They
it
really
would be
are.
tough. But I wish they had a 165 pound. 165.
A lot of people do.
Everybody.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming.
It should, because it's such a huge, even from 170 to 185. It's like what is going on? Like it's too big of a gap. So
55,
I think it
65,
needs
75.
Yeah, 65, 75, and then
205.
Yeah, and 205. But that one is a little bit different because like essentially those guys are heavyweights anyway, and they just kind of shrink down to.
You're breaking down the
20
heavyweight.
pounds doesn't make near as much of a difference when you weigh 225.
100%. 100%.
5 pounds makes a difference for me.
Yeah.
What weight class are you?
I'm 105.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Almighty, we love it. And hopefully Elle's getting back in there as soon as possible. But,
I have to ask you one more MMA related question because I'm stoked. Like I said, I'm the MMA guy. I don't know boxing, but who is the best boxer in the UFC in your opinion?
Ooh, good question.
Sean Strickland's up there for sure. I like Izzy, but
I don't hear a lot.
I like Izzy, but Izzy is too defensive minded. He's too points minded, right. And I feel like even though he's really, really talented as a striker, it's not the best to watch all the time because of like it's real evasive. It's like you know what I mean. Like he's like trying to be Muhammad Ali, which I mean obviously it's working for him, and but it's not the most exciting.
Yeah, chess isn't always exciting.
Yeah, there's a few guys. But like no, I like Sean Strickland a lot. Like he's actually a really, really, really good boxer, and you can see like that. Most of his fights are standing up, and he dominates people.
He's very defensively sound. It's unique and awkward, but I agree. Yeah.
Izzy. Let me see who else I could think of. Oh, Taporia.
Yep.
Ooh, yes,
He's up
great.
there.
Taporia is
Definitely
great.
up there.
I mean the GOAT, Max Holloway. Come on.
Oh yeah. I was
Come
like, when are
on,
we
bro.
gonna say Max?
Joe says,
Come
what
on.
about Dustin? What about Dustin?
Oh man, there's a lot of like there
I like
are a
the
lot of
answers.
great like, but I think in that division, the lightweight division,
Mm-hmm.
I think Max Holloway is number
Yeah.
one. Right? There's
Yeah.
a lot of other
When it
good
comes
ones,
to
but
boxing, I put him at number 1 for sure.
yeah, because like that. I mean, even like how he
Volume.
knocked out Gaethje, like that will be
Dude,
forever the one of the best knockouts ever
crazy.
because of how he did it.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's been other knockouts that were great, but like you're winning that many rounds. I mean, it's a
Okay.
shutout, and then he goes, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Boom. Like I was literally at IHOP. I'll never forget. I'm like me and my son were watching it like on pay-per-view, and like when it happened, he was eating his food, and I'm like, "Oh, no!" I'm like, "No!"
It's so true though. That shit was crazy.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was
gosh.
insane.
That
Do you
was
think he beats Ilya?
Oh.
I don't know. Ilya might be too young for him. I mean,
Explosive.
I love the fight. I think it's great, but I think Ilya might be just a little bit too young for him.
I second that. I think Max is gonna win on veteran status and just like overall fight IQ. But I think it's gonna be a great fight if it if and when it happens. But
Yeah, incredible. Do they have a date for it yet?
It got leaked accidentally.
oh,
It's,
look at
the
Elle's
main
face.
event for 307.
307. Okay.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, hopefully it's
Yeah,
legit.
somebody accidentally said something they weren't supposed to say.
Oh,
Because
snap.
O'Malley and Marab, another great boxer, O'Malley.
Oh, yeah, O'Malley.
and
Yeah,
Marab
yeah,
got
yeah,
leaked
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
That was that's at the Sphere for
Yeah.
306.
Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully it's legit.
Alright.
I think it is, but hopefully. But Shane,
Marab deserves it, man.
Oh,
I've
for
known
sure.
that guy for a long time. He deserves it. Like, and the truth of the matter is if he fights Sean O'Malley, he has to make it boring. He has to.
yeah.
You
Oh,
have to make it boring.
1000%.
with him. Yeah, we got
1000%.
it. We on the mat the whole time. I'm
Yep.
I'm wrestling you.
Yeah.
There's so
punching.
much danger. So
Yeah.
much danger fighting O'Malley.
It
Yeah.
really is. It's
His foot movement, his timing is just second to none. And I think that you'd be stupid to try to stand up. Like if he fights him how Aljamain Sterling fought him, it's gonna be a long.
It's not gonna go well. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, this has been fantastic.
Super fun. Thank you.
People asked so many good questions. We learned so much about you today.
Thank you.
And what a career. I mean, you've
Yeah.
been crushing it and it's only up from here, my guy. Like this is going to be great. Before we let you go, do you know what you want next? Do you have a game plan?
Yeah, so like I do want to fight Erzlandi Lara,
Okay.
but I would love to fight on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson on the card.
Ooh.
Hey,
Okay. That's
hey, let
the
me get on it.
goal.
Pick me. Pick
I
me.
mean, you got some time, get some more
Yes.
training. Okay. Let's throw
Yeah.
that name in the hat. I love
Yeah.
that.
So if we can
Shane,
get that fight on
let's do
that
it.
card, that'd
Let's
be
do it.
incredible.
I'll make a few phone calls for you.
Oh, you know a guy?
I wish, dude. I wish. I wouldn't be living in an apartment in Rhode Island if I fucking had some connections. But Shane, thank you so much for your time. You were
Yes.
fantastic. And we look forward to seeing what's next for you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. This is so fun.
Hell
You're the
yeah.
best,
Come
Shane.
back
Appreciate you,
anytime.
brother.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks, Shane.
That was Shane. What a good guy, man.
He's
That
the
was
best.
so
That
great.
was awesome.
Oh, but he
Now
was
I want to
so
see him fight
well-spoken.
MMA.
Seriously, Game Bread MMA. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go. He said he'd be willing, and I mean, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Dave, how we doing? I feel like you're on the struggle bus over here.
Dude.
Are you still not in your Airbnb?
3:30 a.m. I got up, and all I want to do is to be in this room, to be on this greatest show ever, the Fight Banana Show live, and I just cannot get in my door. Just
Where's the family?
they're
Oh, they're
coming.
not here yet.
Yeah, they're not here yet.
They come
Oh, they're not
Thursday.
with you.
Yeah.
So
I'm solo.
you're waiting for the Airbnb host to let you in, type of thing, or what's?
Yeah. They gave me a code, but the code doesn't work to the door. So
So have we
So-
contacted the host?
of course I've contacted.
I don't trust you.
I think it just might have to be the girls' show today.
I know.
Which-
Speaking of girlies, we got our next Savage is here. Gillian Robertson, welcome to the show.
What is that? What's going on, Dave?
Dude,
Like,
he's
I
on
come
the struggle bus right now.
At first, I was like, he wasn't even on here. I was like, no Dave on the show today?
What is this?
Dude.
I'm in Dallas, Texas, Joey. I just want to get to my Airbnb. I've been traveling all day.
My
Maybe
God.
the hallway is the Airbnb and it was just really, really poorly advertised.
Dude.
This is where you're staying. Is right
I just
here.
hope it's a legit Airbnb. You hear those horror stories.
Yeah, there are scams. There
I
are
cannot wait to
Airbnb
get
like
in there. It's
scam
supposed to be
accounts.
super nice. Like really
It's
nice.
supposed to be.
Supposed to, yeah.
Like, oh
I
my
saw
God.
pictures.
You
Dude,
saw
Poor Dave.
pictures. Okay. Well, anyway,
can we talk about
Gillian.
Tracy
welcome.
Cortez's eyelashes falling off?
Yeah. Elle and I literally saved this conversation for you, Gillian, because we know you have 2 cents on this. Tracy Cortez, the
Her strip
eyelash heard around the world. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, honestly, I have no idea. So, as we can see, I have fake eyelashes currently. So I'm like, I'm
Yes.
experienced with them. I really don't get it. It looks like it was a strip of eyelashes that came off.
Right.
Which, like,
Yeah.
these ones are individually put
Yeah.
onto each
Right.
single one of my lashes. I'm
I've
like, they're-
fought in extensions before and they stay. She had strip lashes on.
that's what I thought. I'm like, I don't know. That's what confuses me so much about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
did she really wear strip lashes to fight?
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm like, it's absurd wearing these ones to fight. I'm like, these ones will rip out my natural eyelashes when I get punched in the face or like I'm wrestling or things like that. So I'm like, it's absurd to fight with these. Never mind a strip lash. Like, how does that? Do you expect? Like, I guess the other one stayed on, so she has some type of supernatural glue. I don't know.
No. No, I'm so glad you said that because I was trying to explain to my guy friends that I was watching this with. I'm like, she either like paid a whole bunch of money for those and got a shit service, or she went to CVS and threw those bad boys on before the fight. Like, I don't like. It's wild. Like, do you wear fake eyelashes when you fight?
So I did when I was younger. When I was
Okay.
like 22, 23 maybe, I got them done all the time.
Right. I
Now-
mean, they're gorgeous. You look gorgeous right now.
And
I have never seen somebody fight with them on.
I've definitely seen other girls fight with them. I remember Caitlin Chukagan when she fought Valentina, her eyelashes were all jacked because Valentina punched her in the
Okay.
face.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm like,
remember that.
I've definitely seen girls fight with them on before, and like I have too. But then that's the reason also when I was like 23, 24, I had zero of my own natural eyelashes.
Well,
Because I was just bald because it ripped out all your natural lashes. So it's like that's why I don't get them done anymore. Plus, I'm like, I just feel like the aspect of like when I'm in wrestling class and I'm thinking, oh, I can't put my head pressure here because I'm gonna mess up my lashes. It's just not the right thought process, you know? So
I know
like,
a lot of girls fight in the extensions, and I have too. Not as thick as the ones you have on now. Like they were like the real short ones. But yeah, I can't imagine. I can't even put falsies on. I don't know how I would. Like, have you?
No, I always look like an idiot when I try to do it. Same
That's
for
how
you, Dave, right? Same
I
for you?
can't do this. Yeah, Dave knows all about it.
Yeah.
Natural beauty right here. Natural.
Oh my God.
Guys always have better eyelashes than us. That's
They really do.
really a thing.
It's probably because they haven't been destroying them with mascara for years and years and years, like yours truly. But that's okay. Yeah. What
got
a
a good
wild
question.
moment. Go ahead.
I got a good question about Tracy, and we're very honest here on the show. This is a part of the show, our honesty, and this is an honest question for G. And if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. Her ex-boyfriend or ex-fling was Brian Ortega, and he cut his hair to make weight 2 fights ago.
Oh,
All of a sudden, this big fight against Rose Namajunas, she had to cut her hair to make weight. But she cut her hair really beautiful. Like, she cut her hair in the perfect spot. She
so
still looks
right.
really good. Like, and then she's holding it for the pictures. Do you think there's maybe a little something of like, hey, he left me and I'm going to get back at you, Brian Ortega, just a little bit?
Oh.
See,
Listen.
I never looked into it that far.
Yeah.
I definitely think it was a huge clout move. I honestly, don't
Okay.
really understand, like, because Rose said the same thing in a post fight that she was 16.5 originally, and then you cut off your hair and you lose 0.5. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
That's not, hair is way lighter than that.
Yeah, it doesn't add up. I will go ahead. Sorry, I
was gonna say it may have been 0.2. Like you said, she cut it super cute. So seems like it's planned. It's your freaking job to make weight. So why are you being commended for doing this? And Rose is the true gangster who she's like, it's not a freaking beauty pageant. I'm here to fight. Shaved her head years ago. She didn't need that shit. So it's like, why are you even doing it against Rose? I mean, like, it doesn't make you look good.
Right. Well, did you see Tom Aspinall's tweet? He won, or excuse me, X. He won X the other day. It was like, I mean, don't quote me verbatim, but he was basically like, Tracy cuts her hair and everybody applauds, and then she has to square off with Rose, who's bald. Like, what a story! Like, it's like, bro, like, oh, what that was. It was a choice. It was a choice for sure.
It was a complete clout move. 100%.
And maybe it, like you said, maybe it helped with like 1 or 2/10 of the pound, and she cut the rest in the tub. But like, it's not like she's struggling.
It's not like she has like dreadlocks where they're like clearly have weight to them, or like.
And it wasn't the full hair; it was just the end. Like,
yeah.
Well, and it wasn't that short notice either. Like,
yeah,
Macy got sick. What, 6 weeks ago?
When I was in the Tough House, Sajara Eubanks had to cut her hair twice to make weight, and she had dreadlocks, and it was still only like 0.2 or 0.4.
Those
whenever
are
she
way
cut it.
heavier.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got thick curly hair, and every time I am cutting weight, I turn to my husband and go, "If we cut my hair, do you think I can make weight and not have to sit in this tub?" And he's like, "No." And then he'll show me, well, get out of the tub. I'll get out. I'll stand on the scale. And he'll like hold my hair up for me, and it's like it's
nothing. Yeah, it's nothing.
I'm like, okay, fine.
The funniest thing, Elle, in Anaheim, we were just there with. Remember, we were there for the weight cuts, and we were with Dean and Victoria said that, like, hey, why doesn't some of these fighters cut their hair? Some of the man fighters, because some of the guys have long hair. Jorge has a lot of hair. And she's like, do you think he would cut his hair, lose the weight? And Dean's like, it's not that much. It's like 0.2 or 3 at the most. And Victoria's like,
barely
no,
unless you've got like Chris, Jorge's buddy, like his dreads, I'm sure they weigh, you know, at least a half a pound, maybe a full pound. But that's a lot of thick hair together, you know.
Just
those
like,
are heavier.
Just like spit in a cup instead for like a couple minutes and you'll be good. Like, it's
that's why I was like, get back in the tub, get back in a sauna for 10 minutes and you lose that 0.2, 0.5. It'd be that easy.
But you, like, not for nothing, I mean, again, this is just, I could be completely off base, but she didn't seem that dehydrated.
That's what I was gonna say too. She didn't look sucked out. She didn't look drained. She did like I don't know. She didn't look like she was separate.
Publicity stunt to you? You feel like?
100%. I think it's 100% a publicity stunt. I think she just wanted to get attention. Like I said earlier, I don't understand why she's being commended for doing her job. It's like we all do it as fighters. We all make weight every single time we fight. Why is everybody like, oh, this is so crazy? She did all the sacrifices she made. I'm like, you want to see the sacrifices I made to make weight last
For
time?
real.
Like, there was a lot too.
Yeah, it's like hers was on camera, ours just wasn't. You know, it's like
I'm like, I suffered early, so I didn't have to cut my hair.
Exactly. You did it the right way.
And like we were saying, like this wasn't a super short notice fight. Like it was honestly what most people consider a normal camp.
Yes, Dave.
Hello.
So I'm at the lock thing. Should I hit the home button, then the code, or the code, then the home?
Try all of that.
They didn't give you like a how-to.
No, they haven't.
I swear to God, if you're just typing it in wrong, I'm gonna
try to hit the home button and then try it with just the code. See if
What happens
now,
when
it's red flashing. Can I switch my camera? It's just a red light now, so I can't even do my code. I'm like locked out of trying to.
Like you've tried it too many times.
Oh yeah, I like literally broke it. Like I think the cops are on the way now.
I feel like the girl from Schitt's Creek. David.
This is the worst.
Ew, David.
I'm never traveling again. Ever.
Never.
Dave, are you gonna be okay if because I do have to get going. Unfortunately, I can't wait for James. But are you good? I think you got
G,
this,
G
right?
and I can hold on.
I mean, I have faith in Elle and G. I'm more worried about Dave.
Dude, we do. Jill, I don't know if you heard the news. James Lynch joined the Fight Bananas family. Did you hear that yet?
I did not know he officially joined. No, I saw he was going to be on
Yeah.
today. I didn't know he joined the family.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I do have to go, but please let James Lynch know that I adore him. I think he's great. And he was one of the first journalists in the industry to give me a chance and actually sit and talk with me and answer all my annoying questions. And I will never forget that. So tell him thank you.
Will do.
Is he trying again? He's trying again. He's trying again.
Yeah, I got locked out. It doesn't work.
I'm over here trying to be emotional, and he's like, I can't get in my room.
I got you, Maddie. I got
Thanks,
you. Like I was saying, James has been interviewing Grant since like before he was even on Contender Series. We love James Lynch.
He's
no, we lost G2. Is it just me?
Oh geez.
It's just right
I'll
now.
be back.
Oh,
okay. She said she'll be right back. Are you guys gonna be okay if I go?
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Dave's just gonna sit in the hall.
Okay.
Yeah, Gillian and I will chat.
I love it.
We'll talk about some headlines. There's lots of interesting stuff happening
there's
right
plenty
now.
of headlines. Please bring up John Jones. Okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Bring up John Jones. I love you all. Oh God, Dave, come back. What is happening?
We'll bring G back on.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Well,
we got
take
one.
Dave away. Oh, wait, he's back.
Dude.
Sorry, Dave. Okay. All right, bye, Maddie, go.
Okay.
We got
Later, Maddie. You're the best, Maddie. See you later.
This is a professional show, guys.
I was just about to say.
This is the
A
best
little
show.
bit of technical difficulties today.
This isn't even our worst show, Gillian, like by a long shot.
I left. I even got an early fight, G. I had 2 delays in Orlando. So, like, my flight got delayed to push back. And then I got here. I'm at the door. I'm literally at the door. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, there's nothing more frustrating than that after Dave traveling.
Oh, I just want to get in. I've been up at 3:30 a.m. All I want to do is get inside, drink coffee, have an edible, and take a nap. That's all I want to do right now. Okay.
You're gonna have coffee before your nap?
Yes, I live a crazy life. All right.
Wash
Real quick,
your
main
edible
event.
down with a cup of espresso.
G, do you like Vivian or you like the Mosh? Because I got a strong feel on this one.
I don't know, honestly. I really like them both.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like it's kind of like the striker versus grappler, like classic style. Lamoche, though, I feel like is she does have a lot of threats on the ground too as well. She's not like I don't know, she can finish a fight anywhere, and that's what I love about her. Yeah, I think I'm siding with Lamoche a little bit, but I'm a fan of both of these girls.
Man, I love a girl that can wrestle. Like
Vivian, right?
Like Verna's level of wrestling is just it's so high. Like her jujitsu isn't like on a lot of other girls' levels like yours, for example, but just like her pure wrestling is
so good.
So
I like Verna too. I like Verna a lot in this fight.
Gives me hope that I can just hump legs all the way to a world championship.
That's the goal, right?
100%. Get punched in the face 0 times, hump lots of legs. That's the plan.
I always say people they don't hit as hard when they're laying on their back. So it's a lot better that way.
We're all sitting and talking, me and Grant, and I think Nasty Nate was at our house, and Nate's like, like jab is like the best tool in MMA. And Grant's like, yeah, you can't jab me off your back. I was like,
exactly.
It sounds like takedowns are the best defense for everything.
Also, like, I think, like, why did Conor not strike well against Khabib? Because he was so worried about the wrestling. When you're fighting G, I would only assume, hey, I don't want to be getting taken down. When Gillian and I grappled in Pensacola, when we had a 51-49 grappling back and forth, it was a close matchup. At the end, when Gillian did take over, like, I wasn't worried, she wasn't worried about my striking because she's such a good grappler. So, You
could genuinely, in all seriousness, you could see it in your last fight. The later the fight went on, like Michelle took a little bit more off of her punches because she didn't want to get overextended, which is a real thing. Yeah. It's a lot of threat there.
I would say I feel that just in the gym sparring with strikers. So
Mm.
when I spar a striker and we're doing a stand-up round, they're in my face, they're aggressive, they're trying like they're throwing punches and bunches, you know, they're trying to kill me. The second we do MMA rounds, they're running from me the whole time, they're circling. I can't touch them because they don't want to be in my face anymore. I'm like, it's
Oh,
two
hate
different
that.
people when I'm fighting a striker in MMA versus a striker in striking.
Goes back to my point that I made. I don't know if I made this last week. We were talking about like people fight good wrestlers wrong. Like people are like, oh, I'm fighting a good wrestler. I'm going to get super low and like take away all my movement because I want to be low so I can dig underhooks. It's like, move your feet. It is so hard to track down a striker with really good movement, like Sean O'Malley, for example. Like it's so hard to track those people down. If I were fighting a wrestler, I'd be moving my feet everywhere. But I am the wrestler.
I got a good question that's almost like a fun debate. And Jillian, we talked about her last week. I think Klein is her last name, right? The really good girl who was
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was undefeated, huge prospect, really good. Took a short notice fight against Jasmine, who's a veteran, been in the sport. I think it was her 7th UFC fight. Took the L. Like, do you think? I always debate about like, dude, I know it's so important to get in the UFC. Now she's in, she will get another fight. She'll probably get 4 at least as a female and all that and all that. Or is it so important to keep that O? Like, is it important not to maybe take a short notice fight against a good veteran girl like Jasmine? Or is it just better to get in the UFC and keep it moving? Like, I think it's a fun debate.
I think you got to take the opportunity. You always have to take opportunities when they're presented. And that being said, I think Fatima, obviously she lost, but I'm like, there's still some things where I look at her, I'm like, she still showed an impressive fight and that she's going to be a contender in the next couple of years, you know?
And she's a strawweight too. Like Sean brought up a great point. I agree with him. She'll look much better at 115.
Yeah. That being like, I don't know. I wasn't as impressed with her grappling necessarily as I was with her striking more.
Same.
Which I'm like, I'm surprised because I knew her as a grappler coming in this, but it's also so different when you integrate strikes, which Jasmine was fighting her as an MMA grappler. Jasmine wasn't trying to like play jujitsu with her, you know? So it's like it may even be that element that is like kind of threw her out of her own like comfort zone of jujitsu, where she's able to do jujitsu on the ground, where she was getting punched. But so like Dave said about what should you keep that O or not? I'm like, I think that's the problem. The biggest problem in MMA right now is people are too protective over their O's.
No, and that's why we see all these local shows are almost dying because guys are so worried about protecting their record, especially to get into the UFC. I agree. I think it's so much harder to find fights than it was, 5-6 years ago. But I agree with you on the grappling. I think Jasmine has great wrestling. She's a great wrestling foundation, and she nullified a lot of her jiu-jitsu. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
I was just gonna say that, and like doing things like that, like taking fights on short notice. I don't know, the crazy move, taking fights back to a week apart from each other. Like who was it?
John Silva.
John Silva, yeah.
Wow.
2 weeks apart from each other, getting 2 wins, things like that. I feel like even if you have the losses, is what gets you signed to the UFC. Because Dana loves crazy motherfuckers. Like that's just it. He loves people who are gonna say yes to fights regardless. That are just like, I don't, like I said, crazy motherfuckers. He likes people who it doesn't matter. He lost respect for Wonder Boy after 10 years of fighting because he didn't say yes to a fight when a dude came 3 pounds over.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so true.
You got to take the risk. You got to take the opportunities, and that's how you get Dana's respect.
Yeah, this is a great point too. Said Poirier is a great example of why the O doesn't matter. 100%.
Great point. If there's a future female BMF fight, what's the fight?
Love this conversation. Go ahead.
I'm like, this one's interesting. I saw that Joanna said she'd be interested in coming back if there was a BMF belt. And I'm like, I don't think anybody like deserves that title. I think more than her. I feel like she just kind of embodies that BMF in women's MMA. Currently though, say like Joanna doesn't come back. I think oh gosh, I'm like torn on this one. I don't know. I'll go to Elle and then we come back.
I have the answer. A, yes, you're 100% right about Joanna. I don't know, maybe this is a hot take. I don't think Rose should even be in this conversation.
No.
I think Rose's exciting fights happen because of who she's fighting. Weili Zhang, exciting fight. Jessica Andrade, exciting fights. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, exciting fights. That's because they're exciting, not because Rose is exciting. Is Rose one of the greatest of all time? 100%. Is she a BMF? I think if we're talking a current roster, Weili Zhang, Jessica Andrade are like, boom.
Just
if
as you
we're
said
talking
that,
Joanna
Jessica
versus
Andrade was
either
in
of
mine
them.
too.
Yeah?
3 weight classes she's fought in.
What a beast.
Yeah.
She has wins in 3 weight classes. She's the female Jared Cannonier.
literally,
more
as you're
exciting.
listing those girls, you're like Weili, Joanna, and as soon as you said Andrade, I was like, oh, that's the one. I'm like, as soon as you
Right?
said it, I'm like, that
Andrade
is the one.
and Weili.
Those
yeah,
are the
Andrade
girls.
and Weili. That's the fight for BMF
Love it.
belt. 100%.
Love it. Wow, we agree. Dude, we're making it an artwork. Female BMF.
We agree. That's like the big green stamp across the
We agree. Oh my goodness. All right, that's it. We're done.
This is the end of the show, Dave. Are you
James Lynch is coming in 1 minute. He says he wants to say hi to Gillian. So Jay,
Okay,
you got to
perfect,
pull up 1 minute.
perfect.
I'm pretty sure James Lynch was my first ever interview that I did
Right?
outside of the the Tough House was my first interaction with interviews, and then James Lynch was my first one outside the Tough House.
I feel like
so
that's
cool.
why we all love him so much. Like he is like the, what's the word I'm looking for? He's like the up and coming interviewer, like the official one. I feel like everybody
official.
had their first interviews with James Lynch.
I've talked to him for years, like off air. 90% of our conversations are always off air. One, he's a genuine good guy. And I'll say this to his face when it comes on. So that's one. He's just a genuine good dude. And two is he really does try to help the community and people of that nature. Like he's already helping Fight Bananas on the YouTube side. He's like, guys, you should do this. I'm like, awesome. That's actually a great point. I never thought of it. We're amazing on Facebook. We're about to have 450,000 organic followers on Facebook. James is like, dude, that's amazing. I'm like, our YouTube's not that great. He's like, dude, I can help you on that. So it's just like, so cool. How to bring
Notice
him
how all the comments in the chat are from Facebook and not YouTube.
Yeah, our Facebook's amazing. It's insane. I know next week in CG, if you're going to come, does any of the titles change hands next week? Aspinall, Curtis, or Leon versus Bilal?
I think Leon versus Bilal is one of the I guess fighters. It's gonna be a good fight for fighters, but I think everybody else is not excited about it. Yeah, I feel like it's just so lackluster to the public, but it's actually such a great technical match that's gonna happen.
It really is.
It's gonna be something very great for the fighters to watch, but I don't know. No, I do think that's a very interesting matchup. Bilal is just very smart. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see that fight. I think that one's a close one, and it can go either way. Aspinall and Blades, when it comes to heavyweights, it's like there's so much weight being thrown around there. It can always go either way, I feel like.
I agree. When this fight was announced, you got to lean Aspinall, probably the best heavyweight alive today. I think that he's better. I think he beats Jones. I think he beats Piera. I think he's the best heavyweight alive. That being said, I'm like, everyone is so discounting Curtis over the last month, 6 weeks. Curtis has got a legit chance, one, standing up or just, wrestling him and just taking him down and doing his thing. I think Curtis has got more of a shot than what people think. I'm just going to throw that out there.
My worry for Curtis is if we go back to Sergey, when he fought Sergey, and I know they're different fighters, but they both have immense power. And I think the thing that Tom Aspinall maybe does a little bit better than Sergey is his in and out is so good and he's so explosive. So I think he's going to be, and his footwork's good. So I feel like he'll be even harder to shoot on than Sergey. And I think Curtis kind of misjudged the range when he fought Sergey, which is why he ended up getting knocked out. But I could see something similar happening with Aspinall.
So we were talking so nice about this gentleman. He's coming on. He's a part of the team, a part of the family. Let's say all these nice things to his face. I can't believe I'm doing this from a phone from Dallas, Texas. I'm pushing all these buttons. That's James Lynch.
Hey, what's up, Fight Bananas fam? How you guys doing?
What's up?
up?
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys as well. Well, I know all of you, which is so great. So it's like I'm not even like I feel like I know all of you already. But thanks for having me on. Thanks for the kind words. But I'm late, and I'm never late, guys. So I'm sorry for coming in here a little bit later. But I'll make up for it with some good talk here.
There we go. Dude, that's one thing we love about this show. A 2.5 hour live show. It's in breathing, or it's just everything. You never know what's going to happen on it. So it's cool, man. James, man, we're so pumped to have you. We're so pumped to just to add good people to our team. We love the team we have already. To add you to it, man. We're so pumped. We are so excited for the future.
Well, no, hey, feelings mutual. Shout out to Chris. I just saw him in the chat there. Shout out to, I think every interview I've had with Gillian and with Elle, I always bring up Fight Bananas because I love what you guys are doing. I love the opportunities you give to people, and just to be a part of this is awesome for me. So, I've been around this game for a while. It's happy to, venture out to different places. And I've been a big fan of what you guys are doing. So I'm proud to be a part of the team. It's awesome. So.
What we were all saying earlier too is that I think my first interview was with you. Jillian said she thinks her first interview was with you.
Yeah.
Grant said you were his first interview.
Grant for sure. I know Grant for sure because I remember he was in a parking lot or something when we did the interview, and it was for a fight that got canceled. Did you guys know? Well, I'm sure you know the story, Elle, about Grant's fight with RFA that got canceled because he was in a hot tub the night before. And he got a burn or something, so the fight was off. So he did this great interview, but he didn't even end up fighting on the card. So.
So funny.
That's funny.
Yep. That's wild. You've always been kind of the guy that's grabbed these up and coming fighters before they're on the major scene. What inspired you to do that, and how do you find all these people? Because I feel like you're the best at finding people that are going to be successful.
Well, thank you. I just had a motto kind of early on when I started doing this, is that I'm never going to turn down an interview. So sometimes I would have fighters that would sort of fall into my lap. So I think even the Grant interview back in the day when we did it, the guy who was doing stuff for RFA would always throw me interviews. So he'd be like, hey, we got this card coming up. Do you want to talk to this person? And the way I saw it too was, and this is something I tell a lot of new media members, is you got to get practice. I did broadcasting in university and all that stuff, but you can always get those reps and it always helps. Dave can attest to this as well, as someone who's done a lot of, experience in the media industry. But for me, it was okay, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to build these early relationships. And I didn't think too much of that at the time, honestly. Now, obviously I see the value in it, but back then it was not a huge thing. But I mainly saw it as okay, I need practice. I need to get better. And if I screw up with a prospect, it's not the end of the world, as opposed to me talking to a really high name fighter. But it ended up working in my favor because there's so many fighters that I interviewed on the regional scene that are now household names that people didn't even know about back then. So that's been the fun part for me. And you get to go on this journey together. As I've kind of moved up in my career, I've also seen fighters, become UFC champion, like Jamal Hill. I'll never forget this. I interviewed him when he was on a prelim card for Lights Out fighting in Michigan. Cody Stamen was the main event of that card. It's just crazy, how you do these interviews and then some of these fighters end up going on to really awesome things. Like Jillian, we've done I don't know how many interviews, you're still a mainstay in the UFC. That's so cool, so you build those relationships, and it's just, for me, it's been just so rewarding getting to be a part of, from the media side of being a part of these fighters' careers. So yeah, for me, it was just the practice and just also working on what I needed to get better at.
That's awesome. Well, G, if you don't have anything for James, well, I know you've been on it for a little bit. We'll let you run. We'll kind of bust it with James for a little bit. But G, we always appreciate you. Every Tuesday, 2 p.m. You're the best, G.
Thank you so much, and welcome to the family, James.
Thank you, Gillian. Happy to be here. So there we go. Now I'm still filling the Canadian quota for this stream with Gillian gone. So that's another good thing too. So.
We're on top of it.
One thing I love that you do, James, is I love the Q&As. We're actually going to start doing that, to be really honest. You have a great idea. We're going to borrow your great idea and use it on Fight Bananas. We're going to put a Q&A on our Facebook page and have people run it through, because and other than yourself, and I say this all the time, Ariel Helwani, of course, on MMA Fighting, I feel like Fight Bananas puts out maybe more original content than any other organization. MMA Junkie doesn't put out a lot of OC and, all the other big ones. They don't put out a lot of original content. So me and Elle have another idea, and we would love to pick your brain on it. Is imagine if we throw a name to you and say, how is this man or female going to be world champion? We say Vicente Luque. What's his road to the title? What's the 3 or 4 fights? And we'll go back and forth, debate, how he would do it, stuff like that. I think that would be a kind of fun show idea. And let the people pick who would do it.
Yeah, I think any shows that like involve the fans, like that was something that I did early on with my Q&As, was that, you know, I just wanted to be accessible, interactive, because a lot of people want to talk about fights. Like, I don't know how you guys are in your personal lives. I'm sure it's a bit different than mine, but like a lot of the people I hang out with, like outside of MMA, don't watch MMA. So for me, it's a way to like talk about the sport in like a virtual form. Like, you know, I'll go live like after, you know, obviously I go live every Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, but it's a chance for me to kind of talk about this. Like when I go and pick up my kids from school, I'm Dad James. Like I don't even really tell people what I do. Some people know, but I don't like, it's kind of nice to have that separation. So when I'm coming here and doing stuff and talking about fights, it's like people can speak my language, because you know how it is. You guys have been around people that are like casual fans, like, hey, do you think Anderson Silva is going to come back? You know, that type of stuff where it's like, no, he's not going to come
rare,
back.
to be honest, at this point. I
Yeah,
think
probably
my
not for
whole
you
life
guys,
is
but yeah, for me, it's yeah, I get a lot of that casual fans. So
That's fair. That's fair.
James, I know you ran a little bit late. I want you to stay on for as long as you want to.
oh
but
yeah, no, for sure. You guys are on till 3, right? I think, or how long you guys are on till?
Our next
3?
person's in there, and I know Elle Dawson.
I don't have anything until 4 Eastern, so we're good. So I made a point of so I can stick around as long as you need me. So
sounds good. Elle absolutely adores this person. This person's in Tampa, Florida, all week long, working for MVP Promotions. There for the Jake Paul and Mike Perry fight. She's been on Fight Bananas before. Let's add Amanda Fields to the
Amber, what's up, Amber?
Hi, love. How are you?
What's up? Good to see you.
welcome, Amber.
Nice
Welcome.
to see you guys again. Thank you for having me.
Dude,
course,
Amber's the best. So Amber, I saw it earlier today, your thing with Mike Perry about what's in the box, and it was box-in gloves and raspberries. That was a very cool gig that you did with Mike Perry for MVP Promotions.
Yeah, thank you so much. I come up with all these ideas. I think that's the reason why they keep having me back, is because it's a lot of fun. I literally spend weeks trying to prepare material that I think would be fun and engaging. And obviously everybody asks them all these fight questions all the time. So my goal is to kind of get them out of their shell and get a little bit more the viral video versus just talking about boxing or MMA, which we all love to do. But, you know, you could just tell sometimes the fighters, they've answered this question so many times that they just glaze over. So I just try to bring that little fun aspect to it.
Hey, Amber, James Lynch here. Just wanted to ask a quick question. So you mentioned sort of asking different questions and kind of getting fighters out of the show. What type of content do you like watching? Is there anyone that sort of inspired you?
Yeah, to start boxing, I always watch Elle Brooke. She is a model boxer, now boxer. She just fought Paige Van Zant and had a pretty good fight leading up to that. She is just a very entertaining, and I always look to her for just kind of like what I should do. And also Nina Drama, she's with UFC. That's kind of how I pitched myself to MVP, and she's just like a queen. She used to be in Playboy. She's so funny and sweet, and that's kind of like what our goal is to do, is create that more entertainment side with a little sexy curve to it, you know.
I agree. I love watching Nina. She's a person that I feel like has she does it very professionally. Like she's kind of done it in a way that I think has taken that the UFC can take under their wing. You know, it's professional, but it's fun. Well.
Right, exactly. It's very inspiring. I always watch her videos and love them, and I'm like, oh, this is a great idea, or it somehow inspires me to come up with my own idea. I don't try to take it exactly, but if I ever get stuck, I'm like, reference Nina. Like I have some Spanish speaking people, and I know she doesn't speak Spanish, so I'm like, how can we kind of make content with them and still make it fun? So sorry, it's raining over here, but it's Florida for you. But yeah, those are kind of the more like what I'm looking towards. But Mike Perry, he's just so entertaining. I follow him on Instagram, and Jake Paul as well. They both are social media like geniuses when it comes to the boxing world. Just very entertaining all together. So they just made it easy, honestly.
How excited are you for that fight? It's interesting with Jake because, obviously Mike Perry is like an active, like legit fighter that we've seen for a while. I know he might not have the size on Jake, but just how interested are you in that fight just from the style perspective and everything?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because I also came from bare knuckle, and I actually left right before he made his debut, which I was pretty upset about. I was like, man, I should have just stayed for one more fight. But I didn't know he was coming. So I've been watching him in UFC. He was somebody I was interested in. Just watching him fight. I really wasn't into MMA until maybe a year or two ago, but I always knew his name. and I always tried to like keep up with his fights. So he's somebody I've always admired. And obviously with the letdown of Mike Tyson not fighting this weekend, it was kind of a big blow, but also this fight I'm excited for it, and it's in my hometown, Tampa. So that's really exciting. If this gets too loud, let me know. I'll
Oh
go
no, it's all
inside.
good. We can hear you. We can hear you. We're fine. Yeah.
Okay, it's like pouring right now, just randomly.
You got like a tornado over there or something.
No,
so.
you're good.
Yeah.
Chris, James. Chris had a comment for you. He
Yes,
said
I know.
you
I
guys
can't. I
were
listen.
great.
I know. Yeah, I'm kind of the odd man out here, but that's fine. You know, it's. I'll let you guys bring the sexy, and I'll just. I'm just the content guy, so it's all
Oh
good.
my gosh, I can barely hear you, so I'm gonna go
Go
inside.
ahead. You're
No
good.
worries.
Take your time. Take your time.
I've had to deal with all types of
It's a little
remote
bit.
stuff.
It's a little bit quieter in my house. It's kind of like my podcast room that I've been.
It's like night and day
thinking of.
difference for sure.
Yeah.
So
Oh, right.
I can definitely
I
relate to
know.
that.
It's been
Yeah.
pouring. Wow.
I know
Yeah.
it wasn't even pouring when I went out there, so crazy. Okay, we're okay here for now.
Elle, I'm in.
You're in the Airbnb?
Hi.
Yeah. He made it. He made it.
Amber, you don't understand. Dave has been trying to get into his Airbnb, and he's gone again. Since since like 12:30 or something like that. I don't know.
goodness.
It's been hours. So Dave is finally inside the Airbnb, and he's still blacked
Although the
out.
Wi-Fi, he's grappling with the Wi-Fi right now. It's a close round, 10-9 at this
This
point.
is
you know,
like
so.
James, I just want you to know, normally we are more professional here.
Oh no, listen, no, it's fine. Listen, I have to deal with everything. Like I interview fighters when they're driving. Sometimes it's like in my head, I'm like, why are you driving? Like it's gonna cut out. Like
Mark,
there's all
please
these stuff you have to
don't
deal with.
get in
you
a
know?
wreck.
Yeah.
Oh, your
so
pup behind you.
all this different stuff. So I'm used to it. I had a fighter try to do an interview in a sauna, and it was like too hot. His phone was overheating. Like, yeah, I've seen it all. Trust me. So this is nothing. Like you're talking about rain. I live in Vancouver. Like we get rain all the time, so I'm used to this. So
Okay, good.
We're
it's
got it. We're on
nothing new at
top
all.
of it.
So what's
Oh,
the name of your buddy there?
But
What's
this is Bernie.
that is such a good dog name, Bernie. That's awesome.
It's a cute name. We've been naming him after. We had a dog Jeter, and now we're going off of the Yankees players. So this is Bernie.
Yeah, Bernie. I love
Yeah,
it.
and then we got Lucy. She's the old girl on the floor. She doesn't need the attention, but him, he's got to be the star, right?
There you go. Bring him on. We're pet friendly here, so it's.
I had my puppy on earlier, but he was being insane. He was like trying to eat my whole face.
I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for it.
She's doing
He's
the
gonna-
Patrick Ewing, like trying to block him right now. I love it, like a
I know.
basketball player.
I'm like, he's trying to get this plastic piece. It's loud.
Amber, how is your training going?
Oh, amazing. I'm training every single day, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm trying, mostly 2 a days. And it's been really great. I love my coach so much. I love going to training actually, and training with the boys. This morning we do like group sessions so we can spar a little bit and get that one-on-one training. Because we are down to like 3 weeks away now from my fight. So we're really, really hammering everything in. I'm learning so much in these last few weeks, just going every day, like different techniques, wrestling, not wrestling on the floor, but just like how
Hand
to
fighting.
actually, yeah, exactly. So I'm learning things I've never thought I would. So I'm really excited. I'm happy. I mean, we're supposed to fight in May, and it just keeps getting pushed back. And so now that it's August, I feel over prepared.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Just more
What are
time.
you?
right?
A quick question. What are you expecting from your opponent? Because I don't think she has much combat sports experience. So what are you sort of anticipating?
Yeah, so we've both been training the same amount, but I know she's not working as hard as me. It's because I won't let her, not because she doesn't have the ability. It's just because I'm gonna work harder. I'm only focusing on myself. She's posted her training, which isn't really a great look because I've been analyzing it. Me and my coach have, and we've been getting our defense and how we're going to defend her punches. We know where she's strong at, we know where she's weak at, so I'm really looking to take advantage of that. She has no idea like how much I actually do know, and I'm going to kind of keep it that way. I'm really looking to get fight of the night or knockout of the night, which is a $25,000 bonus. And I'm donating all of my purse money back. So I literally am only getting the money for my sponsorship, which pays for my, everything really, my training, my outfits, leading up to it. I'm going to do, I have a surprise. I'm going to do my weigh-ins in body paint.
Okay.
So it's gonna be fun and sexy, and I'm so excited. But also, everything costs money, so I'm like hoping to get fight of the night, so I can at least, make a little something. But yeah, I'm donating everything back to the gym. I'm donating money towards my nephew's leukemia fundraiser we have for him in the Children's Cancer Center here in Tampa. So all of my purse is going back to that. So I'm excited.
Awesome. That's super cool, Amber.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, where are you training in Tampa? It was Chris in the comments.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I train at Lights Out Boxing. Mostly now, like this morning, I was at Franklin Boxing Gym in Tampa, who is my friend Kevin Franklin. He owns a gym there, and I really appreciate both of these people have really put me on and have been so helpful and making sure I'm holding me accountable. So I really appreciate both of those gyms.
And what do you make of the whole, like, I think it's so cool, the Misfits thing, where you're getting all these different people from different worlds, clashing. There's a lot of attention. A lot of young people are watching. And I think one of the encouraging things with Misfits is you're getting that different audience, an audience that the UFC has had a hard time bringing in. What do you make about just the way they've been doing things and being a part of this card?
Yeah, it's so amazing that Misfits even gave us this opportunity, because I was just a ring girl, I didn't really feel like I had a purpose. I was kind of at my end with that line, and I was just like, I don't know what to do next. And it was kind of like depressing a little bit. And then boxing kind of gave me a new life and gave me a real influence. Like I have women that come up to me and they're just like, oh, you're so inspiring. And it's just like touches my heart, because I'm just like, women can be beautiful and they can be strong and we can be models and we can be boxers. And luckily, that Misfit gave us this opportunity, especially women. It's some of these boxer women have been fighting their whole lives, and like, how could I even compete with that? I wouldn't even be able to find an opponent.
Right.
And luckily with Misfits, we're getting the views, we're getting the subscriptions, we're selling tickets, and that's mainly what all these promotions are kind of missing. I mean, obviously.
Oh, did the rain take her out?
No.
It was raining where she was, so we'll see if it. We'll see. Oh, and your mic's off, Dave. Your mic's off, Dave.
Your mic's off.
I love live stuff, by the way.
Dave, you're mute.
Dave, you're muted. Yeah, you're muted. Yeah,
there's nothing.
Just double check it. Yeah, it's weird.
No
I think we had Amber back. Amber, there we go.
Okay.
It's Amber's
Maybe
back.
it doesn't have sound. Amber, the rain is taking Amber's stream out.
Oh my!
Yeah, still can't hear Dave.
We're a mess today. We can't hear Dave at all.
No, it's okay.
Finish your story,
we got
though,
this.
Amber.
We got this.
But I was just saying that, thanks to Misfit for giving us this path of,
For sure, yeah.
just a new purpose in life. And the younger fans, the younger generation, they're bringing them back into boxing, and that's really, so exciting, because it gives this whole sport a whole new life. And there is an opportunity for me to fight professional boxers, because those views and we're selling tickets and we're making the companies look good. So the sky's the limit, for me. I'm just going to continue climbing the ranks and climbing the top as far as, I can go.
Do you have any favorite fighters you enjoy watching compete, like whether it's boxing or MMA or anything like that? Is there any favorites you tune into?
Yeah, all the women for sure. I love watching the women boxers, how they, how it's just a little different than watching the men. But Sky, Sky? I forget her last name, Binc or Ibnc or something like that. She just won her match with Matchroom. Ebony Bridges, she's another really female fighter that I like. Katie Taylor, I got to interview her, but I really like watching her style and just her passion for the sport and her support from her country, Ireland. It is just amazing to watch. As far as my favorite fighters, and there's just too many to watch, but I really like my team that I'm at with MVP or Pro Boxer. I love being a part of it and watching them, especially Jake Paul. Just everybody just always doubts him, and I'm Team Paul all the way. Just watching him be so dedicated and win these matches against professional boxers, and it's none of them can even keep up. So I really enjoy watching him as well. Amanda Serrano is another one, and with MVP, that she's just a genuine sweet person, and I just love her inside and out.
We're getting Dave back, maybe.
Dave,
you there?
You got sound?
You got sound, Dave? No, still no sound.
Still no sound. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. We'll figure it out.
Poor Dave.
Elle, you got anything else or
so
what? Yeah, we're figuring out. It's funny because like we thought if anyone was gonna have issues, it would be Amber because of the rain. But Dave, he's got some mic stuff going on. But this is the beauty of live TV. I love this stuff, by the way. I love being put in the spot and just seeing what happens. So
James is sweeping in to help me save the show today.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
I have a question surrounding the Misfits versus like the other promotions in the more professional field of combat sports. A lot of young fighters struggle to find fights on the regional circuit and even like low level major promotions as well. Do you feel like this era of influencer boxing and influencer fights can help grow the sport on the other side to help those fighters who aren't influencers, to help them find more fights as well? Do you feel like there is a bridge that can occur?
Absolutely. After Misfits, if I go as far as I can, I will look for a professional fight. And some of these boxers, they are having a hard time getting a good match.
Yeah.
And they might look at me and say, oh, you get the views. Oh, you're an easy fight. But they don't really realize, so that'll be a good match for them. But it's a good match for me as well to prove my skills. And I think it is a bridge between the two, and it encourages more people to get into boxing in general. And who knows where I'll be in 4 years, in my boxing career. And hopefully by then, I'll be taken seriously and maybe get some of those more professional matches on those more professional. They're professional because this is a professional boxing match. I actually had to get my pro card, and we're fighting at 8-ounce gloves, and it's all the pro rules. But there are people that say like, oh, you've only been training a year. Why should I get my pro card when somebody that I spar with, a girl that I spar with, she's on her like 8th amateur fight and she's good. She's so good, but it's going to take her a while to get to that pro level. So it is kind of like, it's a balance. It's kind of like, yeah, it sucks, but also like, the boxers have to become influencers, and influencers need to become boxers.
With the pro card, what is the requirement for that with boxing? Obviously I'm an MMA person. What's the process, and how are you able to get your pro card without having an amateur career?
It's paid sparring. So I helped Elle with her fight, and some of the other people around town. Paid sparring is how I get it, and it is a longer process here in Florida. They do take it a little bit more seriously here, so I had to actually show proof that I did paid sparring, and we just follow pro rules. It is a little bit of a light gray line, but yeah.
It works.
Yeah, it works. I'm just here for it,
Speaking of being here for it, it looks like we got Dave back, and he's got his audio too. So
you can hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Yes.
Yeah. I could tell because I could hear the background stuff, so it's all good.
Crazy. I'm sorry, guys. It's been.
No, it's all good. We held the fort here. We held the fort.
Hey,
so.
I appreciate it, James. Look at this right away, James.
Of course. I love this.
It's always Sven. Sven's always trying to start fights.
He's always trying to stir the thing. So, and let me just pretense this with this first, James. I always wanted to do something. You know me. I got ties to island fights. I always wanted to do one amateur fight. Always. But after being there live with Rafael Alves and James Vick, it's not a game. Like I've really got, how much love and respect I have for all fighters. After being there live and seeing what could happen, I will never, ever do any kind of fight, amateur fight, boxing fight. I'll never do it. How about you, James?
Oh, I'm the same way. And part of it too is I think we're around the same age. So, I mean, for me, that ship sailed. If I was in my 20s, yeah, maybe I might consider getting into it. I played hockey growing up. I played physical sports, but trust me, as someone who's covered this sport as long as I have, it's not for everyone. And for me right now, I can't even play like pickup hockey and not get out of breath and stuff. So I can't imagine trying to do like a training camp for that. So that's why I have so much respect for all the fighters and anyone that puts themselves out there and puts themselves on the line. Like it's it's one of the, I think, I think we can all agree here. To me, it's the toughest sport to take part in. Boxing, MMA, it doesn't matter. Just because a lot of these other sports, like you have, the pay, there's a lot of good pay. There's a lot of different things that make it a bit easier. Even just for the simple fact, like, let's say you're a professional athlete and you have a bad game, you can go back out there the next night and redeem yourself. You can't do that. You have to wait, months to go out there if you've had a loss in combat sports. So I have a lot of respect, but yeah, I still keep in shape, but yeah, not fight shape by any means. So
one thing for Amber, I don't know if you guys asked her, Amber, if this boxing match goes really, really well for you, is it something you want to keep doing, progressing, or do you love what you're doing kind of with MVP Promotions? Would you want to do it for other promotions? Would you rather take the Nina route or kind of the Paige Van Zandt route and do boxing and bare knuckle and power slap stuff of that nature?
Yeah, so the sky's the limit for me. I'm going as far as I can with this, honestly. If I win this match, then they have 6 months to book me the next one. And it's a 3-fight deal with Misfit. So as long as I keep winning, I'll keep fighting and I'll keep training. And even if I don't win, I still see myself like figuring out what I did wrong and trying to come back harder with a rematch or just another opponent. But definitely like not losing this match, that's for sure.
I wanted to kind of pivot here a little bit. This is it's something that we all sort of have to deal. I know you've done a great job sort of building up your brand, and I'm sure you get a lot of positive feedback. How do you deal with negative feedback? Because I'm sure you get that as well. Elle can attest to this, I'm sure too, as being a professional fighter. Like, how do you go about, spending your time not being around negativity, especially on social media?
Yeah, well, AJ Bunker gave me some good advice. She said, the haters are watching. Like, even though they're talking trash, they're the ones that's watching your fight. So it's kind of like in wrestling, there's a villain and a hero, or a heel and a hero, I think they call it. One of us has to be the bad guy here. And we do take that aspect, where one of us is kind of like the good guy per se, and the other one is kind of like the bully or whatever. So even though I'm not a bully, it's like I'm still gonna work it up and sell tickets to our fight. And even though me and Leah have respect for each other on the side of things, we still want to make it entertaining. So we're kind of not creating beef, because beef is already there. We're about to fight each other, but we're amplifying it times 20. And I love it. I don't care what people have to say, hater or not. You're still commenting, you're still engaging. So thank you. Thank you to the haters.
It's a good attitude.
It motivates me. I've had a lot of people tell me like I couldn't do something, or I wouldn't be able to do this, or blah blah blah, or I can't believe we're letting this girl box. And it just like motivates me to almost prove that I can do this, and I am going to win, and I'm going to shock everybody with my ability of what I've learned.
No, I love it. I love it. And I don't know if anyone else asked you this, Amber, too. Are you with MVP Promotions, do you have a deal with MVP Promotions? Or are you allowed to work with other brands? Because I know, remember we talked off air, you almost did something with Dean Tool and Gamebred. Are you allowed to do other stuff, or are you kind of tied down with MVP Promotions?
So yeah, they've been nothing but supportive through this whole thing. And it's been really a blessing in disguise, just my path right now, because I think last time we talked, it was I was hard to get jobs or hard to work with other brands. And but yeah, they keep calling me back. So I accidentally text the boss, the owner too, hey, does Misfits want to collab? Because he was right above my manager. And he's like, wrong promotion. And I was like, oh no. But they've been nothing but supportive. And especially with Mike Perry coming in, we've been talking about bare knuckle, and it kind of gave me an edge to just relate to him. We both came from bare knuckle, and now here we are in MVP, and it's inevitable. People are going to come from MMA, and it's kind of like this cross thing we got going on now: boxing, MMA, bare knuckle, influencer wrestling. It's kind of all tied into combat sports, and I just love it. So honestly, I might even try. You never know where I'm going to go after this. I'm going to try everything and see where it goes. Try jiu-jitsu, try wrestling,
MMA.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, sky's the limit. I'm just here for the ride.
I love it. Love it. Love it. I'm good.
I was seen from America.
We got viewers from all over the world here.
Yeah,
we got a
we
guy
got
here from
everybody in
Pakistan.
here
So there you
today.
go. So everyone's tuning in and checking it out. What are some other hobbies you have aside from combat sports? Is there anything else that that you like? Obviously, we see the dog there. I'm sure you're going to the park a lot. What are some other stuff you like getting up to?
Yeah, we've actually been running a lot lately. He's my running partner. We'll do 2 miles. We'll do laps around my neighborhood, and he like pushes me. He loves it. Like if I'm like, okay, like let's just jog, he's like, nope, we're sprinting.
Ernie's ready to go.
Yeah, he loves it. He's so excited for it. But I have so many hobbies, honestly. One is like diving, and he heard you call his name, so he's like, no, I love to dive. My birthday is next weekend, so we're going out scalloping. 2 weekends ago, I do spear fishing, so we went out spear fishing, and yeah, just anything related to the water really is like my favorite thing ever. I love being in the water, especially like I'm a Florida girl through and through. So, and just like a part-time mermaid.
Do you follow any other sports besides, like, obviously you're now sort of immersed in boxing and all that, but is there any other sports you enjoy watching?
Yeah, I've been watching Arsenal, and a bunch of soccer now, or football as they call it.
We can call it soccer here. We're all, we're North Americans, so it's soccer.
Yeah,
to us,
right.
so.
Well, I've been hanging out with all the UK people lately from Misfits. So.
Oh, there you go.
You can remind them that they're the ones that started calling it soccer in the first place.
Oh, okay. True. Very true. Yeah. So I've been a fan of Arsenal for maybe 3 years now. They weren't doing too good, and now they're doing really good. So, but yeah, I watch sports, like I'll watch football, hockey, big Tampa fan, Bucks fan, Tampa Bay.
You had me at
Lightning.
hockey. I'm Canadian, so I love watching hockey. So, and your Tampa Bay's been a great team for years. They just made a big signing in the offseason too. So.
Oh yeah, that was wild. They just got rid of
Well, they lost Stamkos, but they got Jake Getzel. Jake Getzel is a huge signing for them. So Getzel's like this. So just a little context for the non-hockey people here. Sidney Crosby's one of the best players of all time. And Jake Getzel played with him for years in Pittsburgh. And then they ended up trading him to Carolina at the deadline. Carolina couldn't come to a contract. Tampa Bay gets him. And now they're like right back in the mix as being like a cup contender. So keep an eye out for Jake Getzel on the Tampa Bay Lightning this year. You heard it.
Okay,
James, we'll talk off air about hockey talk on Fight Bananas, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
This is how I
had to get my one Canadian hockey reference in there. So.
Hey,
when we talk wrestling now, this is our wrestling.
This is how I understand. I actually like hockey. I played hockey when I was growing up.
Oh, that's awesome. I
grew up
know.
playing ice hockey for like 8 years.
But Amber, we'll let you run. Last thing for you, shout out, push Misfits, push MVP, your socials, anything you want to do, floor is yours. We'll let you roll. And then I got one last fun thing with James and Elle. But last thing for you, Amber, just push whatever you want.
Yeah, shout out to my coach Gary, Lights Out Boxing, Bartow Ford. These are all my sponsors, people I work with. You can follow me on really any platform. It's at Miss Amber Fields, MISS. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on, and please stay tuned. My fight is in Miami, August 10th. If you can make it out, that'd be great. I'd love to see you, but if you can't, it is going to be streamed on YouTube and DAZN. So just make sure you guys are following along and come see me win.
Amber, if you have any links on your like the pay-per-view or the YouTube, send them to us. We'll throw them out on Fight Bananas to kind of just cross promote for you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. It was nice talking to you
Thanks,
guys
Amber.
again.
Nice
Bye-bye.
meeting you.
Thanks,
Later, Amber. You're the best. Amber Fields.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys. Last thing, hour and 57 minutes. I think I've been on it for 5. I apologize greatly. But last thing of the show, and I think James will be great on this. Elle, you'll be great on this, and I'll kind of end
Pressure's on.
What's up?
I said the pressure's on.
Pressure's on.
All right, what are we doing?
I saw something. If MMA ended right now, if all the careers ended in the UFC, let's just do UFC. And I'm a big New York Knicks guy, and Jalen Brunson re-signed for a short deal. And what all the kids are saying is give him a statue. So that's the thing. What MMA fighter, what UFC fighter, if the career ends right now, gets a statue? Maybe in front of Coconut Creek or in front of Habib's gym. What UFC fighter gets a statue in his hometown or where he fights out of if the career ends?
Are we talking a current fighter or someone that from the past?
Let's let's do current. Let's do
Okay,
current.
because George St. Pierre was going to be the easy answer for me. So yeah, right now, geez, I'm trying to think. Islam Makhachev in Dagestan. I think that's probably got to be the one you got to put there as far as what he's accomplished and just how dominant he's been. I'm just trying to think if anyone in the UFC right now has been as dominant as him, and that's just someone that kind of comes to mind right now. I know there's some active fighters that have been veterans, but none maybe achieving the title status that Islam has so far. So that's one that came to mind.
This was 100% going to be my answer, Dawson.
That's a good one.
Dustin Poirier gets a statue in Lafayette, Louisiana.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah, that was a much better answer than mine. I agree. Like Dustin is Mr. Lafayette, you know.
Chris has a great one as well. He wasn't what I was going to say, but Alex Piella over there in where's the gym in Glover, Rhode Island?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Dansbury.
Yeah, Dansbury. Yeah, for sure. They could have him and Glover together, hugging each other, and have that as a statue. Right?
Auken's on fire over here.
Max Holloway in Hawaii.
Yeah, great choice too.
That's a good one, Dawson. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. That's how we end the show. 2 hours on the dot. Gillian the Savage Robertson.
Felt so much longer than 2 hours.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I had 2 delays. Couldn't get in the door. Great. It's actually a pretty nice Airbnb. Not bad here in Dallas, Texas. But Shane Mosley Jr., how great was he saying that he would do MMA? That was like the thing of the day for me.
That was like when I finally was like, all right, you and I are about to connect because I do not watch boxing, but we're going to talk about MMA. Yeah, super knowledgeable guy. Love hearing, other combat sports athletes take on it. We had Cody Law open up the show with us right at 1:00. Amber Fields, obviously the great James Lynch, who is going to be live on Fight Bananas this evening.
That's right.
With my very good friend, Evan Elder, who we absolutely adore. By the way, no context given whatsoever. When you first get on the show, you need to call him Erwin. And just
Erwin, okay. I'll keep that in mind for sure. Evan might be the nicest guy I've ever met covering the sport. There's very few guys as nice as him. Just a good vibes dude. You just get that every time you talk to him, you're in a better mood, you know?
Yeah.
Also, in literally 1 hour from now, if I'm going to get my laptop and actually a legit computer, me and Grant Dawson are going to open up these UFC cards. We're going to do that. We're going to give them all away. That's what me and Grant does, a fun little thing. And the content keeps on coming here at Fight Bananas. That's what we do.
Yeah, we got a lot of content coming. Alex Reyes talked to him yesterday on the show, so you guys can find that here on the channel. And then, Dave, I can announce it, right, because we talked this morning about it. Chepe Mariscal going to be on the show 11 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday, so keep an eye out for that. Big fight with Damon Jackson coming up. Chepe, a Colorado guy, trains with Justin Gaethje. It's been on quite the run so far since coming to the UFC. Chepe is another guy that I interviewed way back in the day when he was fighting in Chicago, and now it took him forever. And he was actually, people don't know this, he was brought in years ago to be TJ Gillisaw's training partner in Colorado. That's how he ended up out there. So, long history with him. He finally gets in the big show, and now he's been performing on a good level. So really excited to talk to him as he takes on Damon Jackson, who I'm actually interviewing Damon on Thursday as well, just later in the day. So I'm getting my quota for that card. So that'll be fun.
Gee whiz, I like this. This is all free on Fight Bananas, guys.
In this economy, I know.
Guys, you're the best. Elle Dawson, James Lynch. I'm Dave Van Auken. Once again, welcome to the dude. Very cool, Chris.
Oh yeah. Hey, by the way, shout out to Chris. Chris is another guy I've known for a long time in this industry. Great vibes, great content, good support, great at what he does. I've seen the stuff he's done, announcing and all that. Man, nothing but positive vibes here. I love it. And I'll say it again, man, so happy to be a part of the team.
I appreciate that, man. We do. We are very, very happy, very lucky to have you. Yeah, Chris had a great interview, 3 interviews last night, but with Curtis Blades going for the championship. I think literally has a legit shot to upset the world and to shock everyone against Tom Aspinall 2 weeks away. So that's a great catch there by Chris. Guys, I apologize for all my, misdoings today. And
we held it up.
But we are out. We're a team. Elle, you're the best. Holding down the fort like always, James. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you everyone next Tuesday. I'll be live in an hour with Grant Dawson. James will be live in 2 hours with Evan Elder. We'll keep on rolling. We'll see everyone later.
Oh.